Previously on my farming life.
There's one piece left, and that's the big boy. We have our ginormous Slurry Lagoon. That's 530. It's again in around that 130, 140 horsepower mark. New shed work will probably be starting in the next 4 or 5 weeks. So over back end of December, because we're in like late November now, back end of December into November. And the shed will be going from pretty much the corner here all the way along to really the end of the silage pit over there. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to My Farming Life. You join me today. We've got a few small little things to do around the yard. And we're in another demo tractor. This is the New Holland T5 140. The latest of the dealer's yard, just to come and have a bit of a play with us for a few days. Class has gone back. I actually really like that class, and I think Bungle did too. That's probably one of the front runners so far if we were to do something. But this one we've got for a few days to see. It's probably, as a standard, a little bit of a higher spec, if I'm honest. But it's very compact, quite tall, but a nice machine. I haven't really done too much with it yet. There's not really a lot to do, truth be told. A little bit of road work here and there, but that is in essence about it. But what we're going to look to do is just shunt the sprayer out of the yard, because someone's going to come pick that up soon. And then we have sold it and it's on its way, so that's a little bit of extra money coming in, which is always good. But yeah, just not the right sprayer for us these days anymore. It was great for us for the years that we've had it, but it is getting on a little bit. So we're just going to put it somewhere around here where they can easily, I think they're coming with a low loader, so somewhere that it can easily be picked up, and we'll see and get this all loaded away. We've been predominantly over the last couple of weeks just doing yard work, bits and pieces, servicing up things, feeding cattle, clearing out cattle, and then yeah, getting ready for the next stage of our yard upgrade. So the concrete is coming in, or the blocks are coming in soon for the separator, which is going to go in there. Now, you two ways you can use the separator. Usually, you can plug it directly into wherever your tank is on the building. We're going to go straight into the inlet pipe into here, and then we can just separate out from there. So that is our plan. So that's going to be a big one to do. Get that one all in, because yeah, we're always going to be producing a lot of slurry there. There's quite a bit in there now as it is. So I want to make sure that we keep on top of that one. And then yeah, we're looking good, really. It's always a quiet month around here in the winter, as especially someone who does majority more of the land work. There's not much that I can do, but we're fine with it. Okay, let's get this here out. That'll do it. There we go. Perfect stuff. All right, so we will probably leave this on here, because I think when that low loader comes in, we'll just drive it on with this. I guess that makes the most logical sense to me. I don't think it's going to be used as a sprayer wherever it's going. I think it's likely off just to be used as a Bowser, but we'll leave that to them. Okie dokie. Yeah, so we haven't got off for much longer, but you know, it's been good. It's an interesting machine, but like I say, I don't think it's going to be the best option for us at the moment. But see what Bungle and Uncle think when they get into it a bit more. And anyway, all right, so we're just going to continue to potter on around here, and then we will see how we get going. Oh, my phone's ringing. Let me just answer that one. All right, well, as luck would have it, there's always something that pops up. We are off. We're going to go down and see Trevor at the dealership. Uncle's just rang. He's over at the satellite yard, and he can't start the tractor. He's been over there feeding up and then doing a little bit of dosing, I think. Yeah, it's not starting up, so that is fun. So he reckons it might be the battery that's going, not able to hold a charge, but we will go and see. We're going to pick one up from Trev, and then we will head on over to see what we can do. But there's never a dull moment, I suppose. Every day has something different going on. And yeah, fortunately it should be okay. And yeah, we'll just have a quick chat with him, see what's going on there, and then yeah, we'll go and venture on up. Haven't serviced the 7810 yet. It's the one machine that we haven't done in a while. That and the combine, which I'm going to be looking to try and do this week, I think, whilst we can. And get that one all taken care of. Not much in the way of tractors in here these days. Alright, stop you about that. And all right, let's go and see Mr. Trev. Afternoon, Trevor. How are you doing?
Oh, hello. I am doing well. Thanks. Yourself?
Oh, I'm not too bad, thank you. Yeah, doing well. Doing well. A few little bits and pieces to crack on with, but we're okay.
Good to hear. What can I help you with today?
I need one of these batteries, actually. What are these, 12s? Yeah, it might be a 12 volt on there, actually. Yeah, I need one of those, if you don't mind putting that onto the account.
Sure thing. That's not a problem. Whilst you're here, how are you getting on with the New Holland?
You know, it's okay. It's not my favorite machine that we've tried, to be honest with you. It seems quite nice, though. Decent spec. I like that class a lot that we had recently, though. That was good. And then, yeah, New Holland seems all right. Compact, quite a nice, tidy machine. Yeah, we'll see how we get on with it. Bungle's going to try and get some usage out of it there. We haven't really got much to do with it at the moment, but from a roadwork standpoint, it seems to be holding its own.
Interesting. The T5 range has a growing demographic, but it's not for everyone currently. Would you like to try a similar size Massey?
Always, yeah, if you have something in mind. I was looking through those 5 series, and I'm not sure that... I think that might be a bit small for what we need. But we can always give it a go still anyway and see how it fares.
Okay. I'll see if I can get hold of a demo and let you know.
Sounds good. All right. Perfect. Well, I am going to go. We've got another tractor that won't start, so we need to go and get that one repaired and on its way. But yeah, let me know when we're having a date, if there is one, and we'll figure something out.
The joys of machinery, eh? No problem. I'll call you soon.
Excellent. All right. Bye, Trav. See, they're nice tractors. That's the New Holland that we demoed. It's just too big for what we need for the replacement for the 77. But yeah, lots to look into really with that. Anyway, let's go and see what we can do. See if we can figure out why our 7810 is refusing to start. We haven't had much rain yet either, which is a bit weird. Last couple of days has been very mild actually, and I think it's about a week or so since we had any rain. So for the end of November in the UK, that is an odd occurrence. I'm not complaining too much. I just hope it doesn't mean that it all comes in spring. That's definitely not what we don't want. God, the traffic on this road here, absolutely ludicrous. All right, so I believe that they were up at the satellite yard, so we'll just skip straight on up there and see. Feeding up the calves up there, which are really starting to bulk up now, which is good. Really pleased with that. Beef trade at the moment is looking really strong, but we're just not quite in the position to sell. The weight's not there on most of them, so unfortunately. There's a tractor. That's good. But we will see. Let's just get ourselves in and see what's going on. I think we might have to come up here soon and start to get some muck cleared. Oh, there's Uncle standing on the trailer waiting for me. All right then, what is going on?
Hello, I'm not too sure. It just won't turn over. Not sure if we drained the battery or not.
Really? Hasn't done this before, has it?
No. It's usually a great starter. First time, every time.
All right, let me have a blast. Get everything else done down here?
Yep, everything has been checked over and dozed. Came to feed up and it just wouldn't start.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Choking. That doesn't sound awfully good. It sounds like it's almost trying, but I just don't think it's got enough power. When was the battery last replaced on this?
Oh, no clue about that one. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, well, we'll try it. We'll see if it's just the battery, hopefully. And then what we might want to do when we... I'll take the other battery away. I'll see how well it charges overnight. See if that's the issue or if it's maybe an alternator starting to go. We'll have to see. But let's try with the old battery first, I guess. All right, well, that was a nuisance to try and do. And also, it's raining, so that really helped a lot. But battery should be changed. And... hey! Done and done. All right, well, we'll have to keep an eye on that one to see. But there you go. We're looking good.
Perfect. Thank you for doing that.
Yep. No problem. Let's get it back to the yard when you finish here, and then keep an eye out overnight. Make sure it's just the battery and not the alternator on there as well. And I will get out of here and leave you to do your thing, and probably go back to Bellum and get some things fed up down there, I would say. But yeah, problem solved for now. And let me know how you get on. And if not, then I guess I'll see this in the morning.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Sounds good. Oh, the spray has been sold. It's been taken away today, I do believe. So someone should be on the way down. Bungle's going to take care of that. Probably done by now, actually, to be fair. So that should be good news.
Excellent. I believe we've got Phil lined up to come in for the spring work, so that should be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Hopefully, at least. We don't have to worry about that too much more. But anyway, I'm going to get out with this rain. I will catch you later on.
All right, see you then.
See ya. All right, so a simple battery change in the middle of the rain. It couldn't have stayed dry for a little bit longer, and I literally just said it hadn't rained for a while. So there you go. But my timing is impeccable. Anyway, I'm going to leave Uncle down there to finish up with that. And away we go. And then really, we're just on to the rest of the daily tasks now. Go and start the feed up this evening. And then that should be us all good to go for the day. It's getting dark though, so we'll pick this back up in the daylight to see what's happening next. All right, good morning. Well, we are now 1st of December, and quite fittingly, believe it or not, we're due snow today. It doesn't look like it at the minute, but it is going to be on its way apparently, so we will see. I wanted to show you what's been happening around the yard here, though. All of these, well, effectively are just giant Lego bricks, concrete yellow bricks. Concrete Lego bricks, effectively. They are the walls for our compound for our slurry separator, which is going to be built up in here in the next week, which is nuts to think. That's the easy bit, building that really. It's the small mid. It's going to go from the edge of the wall here. I think it comes up to about here. That will be built up, and then they will be attaching on this side, like a tower that goes on. The slurry separator is plumbed into there, and from there it is just you have the input pipe, which goes to the separator, and the output goes over the top into the lagoon again. And all that will do is just take out all the rough and the thicker slurry that can be like squeezed, and then it becomes a dry material that we can then cart away as we would regular muck, which we have coming out of our eyes at the minute. We really do. Going to be doing a bit of muck carting around the 3 different units very shortly. But yeah, that's I think all of them. Maybe a few more to come, but these all arrived over the course of yesterday evening, and they'll be coming in with a crane again today to tackle that next stage, which is all rather good. I am going to quickly stick a bale of hay in for the sheep, and then we're going to take this New Holland away. Actually, we're finished with it. We haven't really got much to do with it at the moment, so we've razzed it around a little bit, taken it on the road, cart and muck about, but really that's about all the work that we have for it at the moment. So it's pointless just keeping it any longer. It's just not really necessary. But yeah, we will maybe hold off getting any new demos for now, just because yeah, I want to give it a fair test, and at the moment I just can't do that. So it is what it is. I've kind of got my mind set on what we want based off financing, at least. I think I know what we're going to be looking into, but we will have to get the opinion of the others and see what they want. Okay, yeah, more muck around here to clear out. The Ford hasn't come back, but I've been reliably told it started on the button this morning, so it must have just been the battery there. We don't have to worry about anything else, which is great. And that will be on its way down fairly soon, I would imagine. And then yeah, we can get everything fed up down here as well. We're doing all right for fodder at the moment. December, we've got plenty of silage in the pit left over still, and if need be, we have a lot of silage bills at different locations as well, so I'm not too concerned about that yet. We just keep grinding our way through it. Come on, out of the way. Alright, we'll get those unwrapped and get them put in properly. See if we'll keep picking away at those. That'd be great. And yeah, things are going to restart to take shape around here soon, which is great. The shed itself, nothing will really happen with that for a while. We need to wait for... Well, we need to wait for the rest of the grants to come through there, but we also... run back and shut this gate. Need to wait for year end to come around, because that's going to be mainly budgeted into next year. We do, as a go, have a little bit of money left over that we, according to our account at least, we need to spend. So we're looking into that one. I have a few ideas, but we will see. Have a discussion with the others around that. But yeah, that might be the case. We've got one more meeting with the accountant soon, just to tidy ourselves up for the year end. And then we'll be all good to go. Anyway, stick this on into here for now. Marvelous. Yeah, like I say, Massey barely moved of late. Not much to do with it. We're waiting for... I'm hoping that if it's a dry start to the new year and a warmish start, we'll get on with the nitrogen then into the fields. But right now, yeah, there's not too much point in doing anything. Yeah, just servicing things up. We'll probably go up and do the combine today because I didn't get around to it yesterday because that batch took longer than I thought. And then, yeah, just chores and jobs and rinse and repeat. But for this, yeah, we're going to take this back on over to Trevor's. Like I say, it's nice, it's clean and tidy. I just don't like this quite as much as the class. There was talk of demoing a Fent, but I think that's a non-starter just from the price point, to be honest. But this is okay. It's nice. The Valtra was good. I'll probably say class Valtra then this, really. We haven't tried a Massey yet. We'll see what's available there. I feel like the 5S is probably a little bit too light for what I'm thinking of. Because ultimately I want this to be able to... I'm looking at the possibility at some stage or other of grabbing a 4-meter cultivator. So we can maybe incorporate direct drilling a little bit more or a little bit easier land work. So I want it to be able to pull a 4-meter cultivator, and I don't know if that would. Whereas this has a bit more weight about it, so maybe it would. But anyway, that's a conversation we'll have to look into, and I would like to try with one of those to be totally frank, but we'll have to see. But anyway, I need to wait for my lift to arrive down here. It's a nice quiet cab. I'll give it that. Even got up before the rush. Look at that. Whoop. Spoke too soon. And then let's just stick it back where we picked it up from. Now we are at the moment, there are all new tractors that we're looking at. So of course they come with a higher price, depreciation, and then financing costs on top of that. We could also finance something older. I don't need some, well, we don't need something that big. We've already got a tractor of that size. We don't need a second one at the moment, and we just light on. We want it to be small enough to do the jobs that the 7740 was frequently doing. But, you know, when it comes on the cost of it, would that be just as effective and as efficient to pick up? It's not much bigger from a footprint standpoint, but it would open up so many different opportunities. So I don't know, and it would save a lot of money if we finance something like that over a brand new machine. I think this was on for about 65. Whereas that one over there starts at about 85, I think, and that's for base spec. So I'm not sure. We'll have to look. Yeah, I mean, they're nice, but I just don't know if it's a bit too big. Anyway. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully, someone will be down and pick me up. I'm not sure who. But yeah, still some equipment here. Not much of a change to the equipment here these days. I don't know why, or if it's just been held elsewhere. But it's pretty standard. Anyway. There's not really much to report at the moment, or not much to look into, because it's a quiet time of year. We're just tickering on, doing yard jobs and keeping ourselves going. So, really, I think we'll leave it there for now. I'm hoping to bring you news next week of the exciting yard developments. That'd be pretty cool to see the slurry separator in place and see how productive we can be with that. But yeah, we will have to wait and see. Right now, though, like I say, we're just going to get cracking along, and then probably go up and service the combine once my lift arrives, and we'll see how we go. Until then, though, but we have our new slurry separator as in and finished, and we're going to go and turn her on and make sure it's all working through properly. Slurry's been, we've probably got about 50% of this tank full, and then we've put a lot over into here now, and it's very, very low. That's here. We're going to get back to that in a moment, and we will see. But here we are. Look at this. It's in place there. It's all plumbed into the slurry bowser or the tank. Or the tower, however you like to refer to it. So it's all in and working, and then eventually, right here, we're going to get a new yard in place. We'll push that fence back so we can start, probably just after New Year, start with the foundations and the footings for the new shed, which is pretty much going to go from the farthest left beam of the silage pit to the end of that brick wall over there. So that is going to be exciting. look forward to see that work. But this is the key thing. What this will do, we'll take the liquid manure from the tank, take the slurry, and it will essentially like squeeze it out. Squeeze all the liquid out there and just leave any of the heavier material, and it'll be separated, dropped into here, and we can take that away, put that into a midden, and spread that. Now, we are going to be putting a new midden in here as well, because frankly, the one that we have here is just not big enough. So we'll put another one in so we can have a little bit more control, and then we'll be looking good. So we need to figure out how this one gets turned on. I think I've done it. The big red button. It's on. And it's going to start work. So what you'll see inside there is like a corkscrew. And that's going to... the pump pulls up the manure into it. And then it manages to compress it and squeeze it. And out on this side will come the like separated manure, which will be nice and dry as well. So that should spread. But we're going to leave it to do its thing. We'll continue to keep pumping slurry into there, and of course when the new tower comes on as well, we'll be spreading and pumping even more, which will be really cool to see. I am looking into seeing if we can get some solar panels on the shed here. I think I mentioned it in the last video, because I'd like to not have to pay for these electricity to run that. That would be a dream, but we'll see. Now, Massies. Trevor has pulled a blinder, and he has got us a 5S145 to have a demonstration with. We don't have much to do with it at the moment, but we're trying to do most of the road work and the tootling around and muck cart and that kind of stuff that we can. It's a nice machine, and my only problem with it is, really, and it's not really a problem for me. I mean, ultimately, I'm not going to be driving this. It's going to be driven by Uncle or Bungle, really, but there's a lot of computer screens in here for them. I like this. There's a lot of information I can get off this. It has GPS compatibility, so you can plug that in. This lever is very, very nice. I have to admit, I love this. But I just don't know. Out of all these, I think Bungle's probably going to use about 5% of it. So we'd have to look into specs to see if we can scale this down a little bit and maybe save a bit of money whilst we do it if we went for this option. But they're not cheap either. They are an expensive tractor, so we'd have to see. But, oh, do I ever love it. It's absolutely brilliant. It really, really is. And we'll have to see if we go ahead with it. It's got the short wheelbase that we really like and want. It's quite light, but it's got plenty of punch to it. It's 140-ish horsepower, I think. It can boost, or I think that's it boosted. I don't know. But yeah, very, very nice. So we'll have to see, and we'll keep a close eye on that one. We are... With this time of year, we're kind of doing a lot of bookkeeping work and looking into different things that we need to do, because we're going to be falling under what's called a sustainable farming incentive grant, or we're applying to be part of that scheme at least. So that's going to require us to do a lot. We've got rid of that sprayer. That's already gone because that wasn't going to be very practical for us. It's too outdated for us to fall into the line with the compliance that we need to. And it's also going to mean probably in the new year, we're going to be looking to pick up a new fertilizer spreader, because ours is old and doesn't have any kind of variable application ability or section control if you want to really spend the money. So it doesn't have any of that. So we'll have to look into a few options there. And we're trying to see how we can apply for the grant. But what I wanted to do, and what a few people have asked for us to do really up until now, is to have a look at the farm as a whole, as a business, and see where it is going. So we're going to do that right about now. So one thing that we need to consider is with this new sustainable incentive that we're looking to apply to, our total land area, once we take on the new land in Bellum down at Manor Farm, is going to be around about 600 acres. So there's a lot there for us to kind of figure out and to get going. There's going to be some corners of land that we need to work with, because areas of land that might not be the best for to be profitable if you're establishing any crops there, we can put into things like winter cover crops, or to bird feed plots or buffer strips, and we're going to be looking into all that to make sure that we are going to be fully complying with the rules and regulations of this new grant, if you like. It's not really a grant, it's a scheme taken over from the single farm payments, really. So that's what we're going to be looking to try and do. There's a few investments that we'll have to make there, and then obviously we've applied for a few grants that we've been lucky enough to be accepted for the new beef shed as well, so that will be good. Hopefully our beef operation by the end of this will get slightly north of 250, which would be really big investment there for us to go at, and we'll see how how we can hold up to it, really. But yeah, lots coming up, and it'll be it's gonna be an interesting time, but we'll have to see how that goes. Bungle here is waiting because we're gonna go out in both tractors very shortly. Isn't that right, Bungle? Boy, it's gonna be a trip. What do you think of the 5S? Where does this rank on your list of tractors so far? Oh, it's pretty good. There's a lot going on in that cab. I'm not sure what most of it does, but it's interesting. Yeah, I did think that would be the case. I like it. I think there's a lot of information now. I'd love some of those screens on my Massey, but it's I think we would, if we were to take one of those, probably knock off some of those screens and maybe make it a little bit more simple to use. I definitely think that would be good. Like, I was just talking a little bit about how we are jumping, or hopefully jumping into the SFI next year, and what that's going to look like for us as a farm and as a enterprise. There's a lot of moving parts coming up very shortly, I would say. Definitely, it's going to be quite a change to get into that. It's just the evolution of farming, I suppose, these days, but it's going to be a good new chapter for us. Indeed. I've turned on the slurry separator, by the way, as well. That is now working. It's starting to do its thing, so that's quite exciting. And then we're all set now for a new shed in the new year. Hard to imagine something changing around here again. It's going to be big, though, for us. It is. It is. All right, well. Let's think about getting ourselves away then. We're going to pick up something. We've been busy buying a few bits of machinery to keep that money away from the taxman. Oh, how's this going on? Oh, okay. There's a little heap there already. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, it's tax season for us. We have been compliant, or we've got our books filed and they're all being signed off, so that's all good. And what that means is that the taxman has let us know about 2 or 3 weeks ago that there was a little bit of money left over that if we didn't spend would be taxable. So we went out and spent it. So that's always exciting. Being forced to spend something before the taxman arrives is always good. Bungle, should we go? Righto, let's go. I'm gonna let him get into his. I'm gonna take this, my little beastie. All right, in we go. So we are going to go up. I had a text message from the truck driver who, well, it's quite a load that we're gonna have to sort out there, and I think it's gonna be going up to Northern Grain Services because that's where the lorry usually parks up. So we have to drive up there and then see what we can do, because I think it could be interesting. So we'll get on the road and we will see how that looks. And I'm going to lead the way because my tractor's slightly faster than Bungle's. Not mean to rub that one in within there, but it is. And then we'll see. Yes, like I say, we've got the 5S for a little bit. We're scouring around to see what other options are out there and what would make sense. If we do have to finance something like that, it's not cheap to finance it, but it would be, you know, it would be a long-term investment and a big boost up for the farm. We are looking into second-hand options still, and, you know, Trevor, bless him, is trying to find everything he can out there, but there's just, yeah, a lot of considerations. If we went new though, then obviously, you know, you get a little bit more confidence in the new machine there and warranties that go with it, but I mean, that's 100 grand plus a bit extra really, so it's a lot of money. But we will see what comes of it. Bungle seems like it. Uncle doesn't mind it too much. I think he prefers the Valtra. But I'm more inclined to keep it Massey, personally. I think with the support of the dealership down here as well, it makes a little bit more sense for me. But you never know. We'll see what happens. All right. We'll let this car go. Is Bungle behind? There he is. This is the old road. Alright, we're away. Full send. Perfect, he's out. Alright, so yeah, we'll take ourselves away. It's not going to take us too long to get over there. These are the 2 bits of equipment that I felt like we needed for a while. They were on my list of not urgent, but would be good to have. I think one of them I mentioned not so long ago that would be necessary because I ran into issues carting bales around. There's still a couple of other small pieces I would like to add in the new year once we've got into a new season, new financial year, but these 2 were just fairly cheap to pick up, both used, both in immaculate condition though. And both able to be brought straight into our operation without a hitch. So that's why we kind of went for them both. And we're going to go up here, I reckon. So yeah, that's what we went for. And yeah, I'm quite impressed with them actually. Based on what I saw, they look good. And got them shipped up. So yeah, we will bring them on along. It's going to help with the new ground as well, because it's going to just make things a little bit easier for us actually. a little bit more efficient, and efficiency is what I'm really driving to push towards at the minute. Other than that, really, aside from this, a little bit of yard work, there's not much else that we need to do. We're not going to get on the fields until it dries out a little bit in January, hopefully, at the very earliest. But a lot of January will be taken up with the building of the cattle shed, at least the initial part of it. That's going to take quite a while to get fully done. Alright, is he still behind? Must have pulled over somewhere, I don't see him. Anyway, we'll wait for him. Looks like there's a trailer load there with some stuff on for us, that's good. And then we will see how this looks. Alright, look at this for a truckload. Why has it been stacked like that? Oh my word, okay. Alright then, so, ladies and gentlemen, we have a challenge on our hand, it would appear. So there we go. 2 new trailers, look at these. I've decided I like everything with yellow rims apparently, so that's a thing. We've got a Stewart triaxle flatbed. We've got a Bailey grain trailer as well, which is much bigger than what we currently have. About, what's this, 16, 17-ish tons. So very exciting there. So I guess I'm going to have to get them off the back of the trailer on mine, and then we're going to have to figure out a way to take the Bailey off the back. So that's interesting. I mean, good lord, they look big up there. I wasn't expecting them to be loaded like this. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a challenge, like, isn't it? I mean, we can get them off there, but where can we unload the trailer? Our telehandlers won't lift that off. No, I wouldn't think so. Tell you what, though, is there not still a loading ramp at the mart? Is there? I don't know. Haven't been there for a while. Could be. No, I think there is. That might be our best bet. Interesting. All right. Well, let's get them off here then, and then we can figure that bit out. They're looking good though, aren't they? They're looking great, Nick. Oh, aye, they're cracking. They really do look good. Perfect. All right. Well, let me. I mean, we'll use my tractor to get them off. I guess it's going to be a bit heavy to do it. Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Right. Well, back us on, will you? Let's see how we go. Good lord. So I'm sure this will be fine. What gear am I in here? Let's just dial that down a little bit. There you go. Let's go first. So we are going to be looking to the old bale trailers that we have. Well, certainly the old one's going to get scrapped eventually. That's just going to stay in the bushes for now. Up at the satellite farm, we'll get that one scrapped because it's in no fit state. And then the other one, we might keep around for like just cart and seed around when we need to. All right, we're on. I think we'll just slowly creep forward here. I'm not sure if we're gonna kind of beach the Stewart trailer here. I don't know how that's gonna work. Let's just stop there and see. Looking all right. All right, keep going. Well, can't really stop, I suppose. So there it is. Must have got it on this way, I suppose, at the other end. Yeah, ultimately for these two, great price. Really pleased with it. And they'll be out with us for a while there, actually, and be able to... Ooh, get down. We'll get to hopefully transform this farm around a little bit. And then... let's stick you on there. Some air brakes on the go. Ooh, just about. Just about. Alright, well, we'll get ourselves turned around here. Bongo's going to make a few phone calls to see if we can get this unloaded somewhere. Because, yeah, like I say, we don't have the capabilities. This trailer would be too heavy to lift off with our telehandlers. And then, yeah, we'll see. Never a dull moment, I suppose. Do I have enough space to go? Ooh, I probably do. Quite nimble, this trailer, actually. Nimble indeed. Let's take it straight back here. I wasn't ever quite sure that this was possible at this place. There's a truck driver. But apparently, there's an old loading ramp, which we're going to go and have a blast with. And we'll see if that's right and see if we can actually use that at all. And then we should be able to drive the 5S up on the ramp there to then get this Bailey's trailer off. Should be good. And then we're all set. But yeah, a real like overhaul of some of our equipment of late. And it's looking quite good, bringing us up to speed a little bit more. There's a few other things that we will be looking into, namely of which will be the... I'm looking for some kind of cultivator, top-down type of cultivator that we can go ahead of the drill, just to see if we can get a bit more direct drill work going. And then after that, it will be, like, yeah, fertilizer spin is going to be the big one for next year, I think. And of course, whichever tractor we end up with. Alright. So, here we are. What I'm going to try and do then is try and get my nose over there so we can get into position. Those bins are in a great place. I hope this will work. Alright, I think we've done it. Look at that. That'll work, I think. Sure it will. Let's find out. Come on, Bungle's doing a lovely job, just taking his time. Alright, well, I'd consider that some kind of a success. We're almost off. It looks a bit big for that Massey, but it's there. And I'm here, so let's get this show in a row. We can get ourselves out and indeed back away, which will be key. Now, let's go and find out. Bungle, you want to take this up to Healy? Alright, more room up there. Alright, let me plug you in then. Alright, he can get away up to that way. I am going to take this one up there as well. And then we're all set, really. In the midst of all the chaos here, we'll be good to get out of here, I think. And then, I know, not sure how I'm going to do that. So let's just... I've kind of backed myself into a bit of a corner. Alright, well, I am about away. We're going to get out of here, and Bungle will catch us up when he's ready. Because I'm blocking traffic. So anyway, up to South Ely, we'll go and drop these in the shed that we have a bit more space in up there. And then we'll be able to get used to them. Well, hopefully some point in the new year. Let's just in fact go this way to avoid going through the village. And we'll be set. Alright, so bit of an odd one, bit of a different episode today. But anyway, new trailers, a new slurry separator in action as well, and all being well with cousin here and uncle's kicking around somewhere as well, we're going to be able to decide on a new tractor shortly, hopefully as well. We will see. And we'll take it from there. And what we need to do though is get this into the corner here somewhere as well, and then we will see how we can get on. Oh, and my phone's ringing. What's happening here? Hello.
Hey, it's Trevor. How are you?
Yes, how you doing, Trevor?
Good. I've come across a tractor that may just be perfect for you. And let me tell you, this tractor is an absolute gem. Immaculate condition, low hours. It's practically a steal, similar to what you're demoing right now. But with its condition and hours, I've got folks lining up for it. I wouldn't want you to miss out. How about we meet up this evening? I'll have it ready for you to inspect.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds interesting. I'm just actually bringing off a few bits of equipment over at South Healy, but we can be down to you very shortly.
This evening it is. Trust me. Once you see it in person, you won't want to let it slip away. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee it. See you then.
Sounds good, Trevor. All right, thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Oh, well, that was interesting. That could be something that we'll have to take a look at. Oh, with that, then we'll have to go and have a look. We need to move that Massey out of the way first. Too many Masseys in this place, and we'll get these trailers tucked away for the winter, really. And here comes Bungle as well. I must admit, that Massey does look good. It looks very nice indeed. That trailer looks a bit big on the back of there, but never mind. We'll have a look at this and we'll have a chat, and we will see what's waiting for us with Trevor. And welcome back to My Farming Life. Hope you're doing very, very well. It is January the 4th, so happy new year if you're watching this. Who knows by the time this comes out, and by the time you're watching it, it may well be the middle of April, but I hope you're all doing very well. You joined us this morning. I am just loading up Bungle here with about, I don't know, maybe half a dozen, 10 round bales of straw that we're going to be hauling off to a local farmer who we know, who is desperately short, unfortunately. And we are in a position where we're managing, we're doing okay, and we can afford to spare, like I say, about 10 to a dozen bales of straw there. So we're helping them out. You know, one good deed is paid by another, so we'll see how we get on. What we just need to do is squeeze through here as the window's left open on the telehandler and is sending bushes everywhere. But what we need to do is just continue to load this up on the new Stuart trailer. Bungle is all attached. He's very happy. He's going out in his Massey. We haven't really done much on the farm apart from feed cattle for the last week because it's been New Year and all that good stuff. So we've been hanging around waiting really for the most part. So today, and I'm going to be very careful of that overhead line. It's on the other side of the road, so we should be good. We're going to try and get a bit of groundwork started. We're going to be on the new ground. We're going to be spreading some muck that we need to get spread out there so we can get ready to start ploughing the cover crop that we put down on some of the ground over there, and then also start to get ready to spring barley on the new block of land, which is now technically ours. So we really want to get after that, and so that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to be taking down my Massey. Bungle here is going to come down once he's finished carting away this load of straw, and then that'll be good for us just to get going, and we can hopefully get a little bit of field work done. It's frosty this morning, so that's why we're going down now. Make the most of the hard frost that we have. And then crack on there and see what we can get covered off. So that's the plan, at least. There's plenty of muck to be spread across all of our grounds. The slurry separator that we've had now for best part, what, 3 weeks, is churning out the stuff. It's absolutely incredible how much that's making. So that's really good. We are trying to get some solar panels put on soon because, you know, we run it pretty much all day. So I don't want us to be continually paying for electricity bills if we don't have to. So that is what we're going to look into there. Now, I'm just going to get this all loaded up. Like I said, I need to pay a bit of attention to this because there are power lines there, and I do not want to yank those out anytime soon. So we'll have to just take our time and get this all done and dusted, and then we can send Bungle on his way. He hasn't got a very far trip to go, but, you know, be nice and comfortable for him in his 5S there. And then we, at some point, we're going to try and get the plow onto his tractor as well, the 5-throw plow, and to see how it handles it all, so we can get ready to use that more in the long term. But yeah, really that's us. That's gonna be it. Maybe one more on each side there, so we'll get a few things strapped down, and then we'll get this man away. All right, well, let's get him on his way. All right, you're strapped in, get yourself away, and then I guess do you want me to bring down my Massey? We'll start spreading, and then you can just bring the telehandler down when you're ready.
All right, that'll be grand. I'll probably be an hour or so.
An hour? What are you gonna do down there? Push these off yourself?
Wait, need to have a catch up with him.
All right, fine. You do you. Get yourself away then, because I need to get myself turned around, and we'll get going.
Righto.
All right, get him out of here. Well, last one's kind of on a bit of a skew, but it's on and he's off. That's all I need. So we'll just get this moved over here and then shut these gates quickly. All right, and away we go. So otherwise here, like I say, not much happened over the last few days. We've just been doing some bits and pieces, phone calls, planning meetings around the new shed building, that kind of stuff. Nothing that really needs too much documenting. But the good news is that we will be going with the shed building later this week. Ground crew are coming in apparently to start, which is fantastic news. I'm really excited by that, and it's going to be great to finally get some things in progress. I've left my tractor square in the middle of the yard there. You'll see there's a spreader on the back here. Again, it's not ours, it is just hired in, but it's a nice one. I really like this. It is an NC spreader. It's very nice and shiny. It's not full because, well, we're going to take it down on the road, and I don't want to be spilling muck out the sides of it, but it's great. I'm going to take this off because we're going to put them, probably go with a bucket, I think, actually. Sometimes I find it easier to load up with a bucket and makes less mess. So we will do that. Ooh, there you go. But yeah, we're all set up, ready to go. It's very shiny. Look at this, barely got a speck on it, which I love to see. Hide this one in for a best part of a week, really, because we've got a lot to do. And I don't know if we'll get it all done. And with the weather, we'll have to see. And like I mentioned, we are relying on the weather gods and also frost, but we'll see. As I mentioned, ground crew coming in soon. You're going to start to see something big and impressive coming in here. Well, not huge. It's not as big as the shed over there, but it's going to be a big change up. That's the main thing. So it's going to be pretty cool. And this thing is working like an absolute beast. Like I say, there's probably another load now. We've already unloaded one trailer load out, but it keeps churning away. We haven't put any more slurry into here, but this is starting to get a bit of a crust, so we do need to keep that working to try and prevent that crust from forming. But that's not a problem for me right now. We are going to head over here. Stick my lights on, put me into forward. And we're off down to Bellum here where we can get ourselves going. I might end up having to come back, I think, and load up again, which we can do. And then we will wait for Bungle, because if he's going to be an hour, I ain't got an hour to play with. But we'll see. Busy. Oh, there's another car coming there. There you go. Now we go. Like I said, we have a lot to do groundwork wise coming up. We need to really get cracking with the spring barley down at Bellum and Manor Farm here, and then there's a bit to go in at Moor Farm. There's also quite a lot of work to do for Sugar Beet that we need to think about there as well. So lots for us to do really and get ahead of. So as soon as we can get going here, that was the plan, to get the ground turned over at the very least, and then we can try and see what it looks like after that. So I think right now, at least, we should be in a position for the next few days with a nice hard frost in the morning that we can begin to get the muck spread on at least, and then hopefully get the ploughing down here as well. After that, well, we probably won't get to drill it for a month or so. It's not quite warm enough yet to do that, but we'll see. But at least we can get going. That's the main thing. Alright, in we go. Behind us, looking good. Trying not to make too much mess. That's always the important thing. Yeah, I mean, this fella's got a huge crop of weeds on the go. We won't be taking any more land on down here this year, but likely we'll be taking on quite a bit of it in the next year. So this time next year, 12 months time, we'll be taking on a good few fields down here. So that's really going to see us going and get us cracking along there. Down here. What am I seeing over here? I could be wrong. That looks like a fire engine. Why is there a fire engine on my track? Oh. Well, isn't this lovely? Oh, there's a guy there. Let's go and have a chat with him, with this fireman, see what's going on. That is not well parked, and it's not ours. That's weird. Hi there, how are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm James, the fireman on duty here. How are you?
I am all right. I'm confused, I'll be honest. I'm not sure what's going on here, but perhaps that's what you can tell me.
Yes, indeed. We've got ourselves a car crash. These two vehicles were involved in illegal poaching and were chased by the police last night. Unfortunately, one ended up crashing here.
One of them ended up crashing here, you say?
The other one is even more in your way. It's right in the middle of your field over the hill there.
Oh, of course it is. It's in my field. Brilliant. Okay, love that. I'm assuming we're going to be, or the police are looking after the individuals in question?
Absolutely, sir. But right now, our priority is clearing up this mess and ensuring everyone's safety. We need to get these vehicles out of here so you can carry on with your day.
Yeah, we'll get past that one. But what about the other one? Do you need my help to shift it, or have you got that under control?
Actually, yes. Since one of the vehicles ended up in your field, we'll need your assistance with that. We'll have to get it onto its wheels before extracting it without causing further damage.
Get it onto its wheels?
Oh, you'll see when you get over there.
Okay, sounds fun. If you don't mind backing out of the way, and then I'll probably tip this load here that I have behind me, or spread it, and then I will head back and bring my telehandler down so we can try and get some things cleared up here. How's that sound?
Thank you, sir. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Of course, perfect. Well, thanks very much, James. It is. Yep, perfect. I will. I'll see you in a bit. Poachers. I bet that's stolen from somebody as well. Probably, guarantee it. All right. Anyway, let's just get ourselves through here. Change down. Oh, he's gone already. Good lord. Okay. So we got the separated manure from our slurry separator. We're going to spread this. The idea was that today, or before this at least, we'll get on whilst the frost was good and clear some of this heap that we've already carted down here. But what I think's going to happen now... Thank you, James. What I think we're probably going to do now is we'll take this back up, we'll fill it up whilst we're back up there. We'll bring the telehandler down with a grab on it, and then we can, well, try and shift this vehicle wherever it is. I don't know what he's quite referring to, but oh, now I do. All right, what a treat. One thing I've noticed is the gates around here are absolutely banjaxed as well. We're gonna have to fix those. I don't know why Uncle put these ones in, but that one opens up the wrong way. And it's also the bottom rail's knackered on it, so we're gonna have to look into that. A train! Maybe they can feast at the sculpture they've left us in the middle of this field. Oh god. Well, let's try again. We will just creep. I think we're probably gonna have to... This is a little meteorological office, or like a environmental station, I think is probably the best way to describe it. I don't really see people down here. I think a lot of it's remote these days, but they do come down and take measurements and sensors. One of the reasons they used to do it here is because there was an open cast on the other side of that train line for a while. For several, well, best part of a decade. So that's why they'll just take in emissions and things like that. But anyway... I guess we'll go and start on the other side of that big old mess and see what we can do here. Poaching is one of those things that you can't really control or get on top of, unfortunately. It's so difficult, and I mean, fair play for them actually being able to try and apprehend somebody, because that's not easy in and of itself. Alright, we're going to need a bit of that. That's my GPS in now. I've got my back door open. We're going to scale down our speed here a little bit. Oh, we're away. So the separated slurry that we're putting in here is like really just dry, quite dry matter. It's being wrung out, so it's like slurry, but it really squishes and squashes and presses the slurry, so you get all the liquid out there. So it's all the dry material left over, and it works into the ground very, very well. This here was cultivated over from stubble, and what we'll end up doing here is probably giving this a bit of a tickle over actually with a cultivator, and then we'll be able to drill straight into it. We're going to try and demo a few cultivators this year to see which one we like the most for this job. So I'll be really curious to see how that works out, and then what we'll find... I still can't, as I look here, I can't believe that car. It's incredible. It should incorporate in and give us a nice organic matter and dry matter into the ground for the next crop coming in there. So that is what we're hoping to see. And you know, we'll just have to keep cracking along there. It's still got a bit of heat to it, which you would expect, but overall, I'm quite impressed. We're putting it on quite thick because, like I say, it is quite dry there. So it will take our time through here. And we weren't fully loaded either because it's not worth making a mess through the village. Not first thing on the what is it, a Tuesday morning. Oh, thank you. And alright, we'll be good to go. I think we're probably... it's working down there. It's working down maybe about just over 2/3. I think that's an old Golf. Look at that thing. The Mark II Golf. Oh, they were rockets of a machine. So I think what they'll be doing down here as well is hair coursing. Unfortunately, that's why the cars will be in here, or unless the police drove them in. And then they'll steal them from somewhere, and then when they're about to get caught, they'll just bail and leave them there, unfortunately. But what that does mean is somebody is going to have to come and collect that. Now, what I'm hoping I can do with the telehandler is maybe flip it onto its wheels and push it a bit. But we will... well, we'll see. We will see. Didn't expect to be doing that one this morning when we set the plan up for the day. But here you go. Yeah, you can see it's quite fine. Doesn't seem to be making too many big lumps on the ground. But like I say, we're going to look into a few different cultivating options so we don't have to plow every year. We have a lot of ground, and plowing is part of our rotation, particularly when we're going to be putting in sugar beet at some stage or another. But if we can get away from doing it every year, I will be more than keen to do that one. So we'll have to see how it plays out. I'm going to finish up spreading this one though, and then we'll go and bring the telehandler down and see what we can do about Dumb and Dumber's car over there, and we'll go from there. All right, Thunderbird 2 to the rescue here. We're coming down with the forks on, see if we can just shift this car out of the way without causing any more damage or spillages or anything like that. I would love to not have any oil seeping into my field on day one of reclaiming it, so that wouldn't be ideal. But we'll see what we can do anyway and see how that goes. Buddy boy, I imagine, is just going to be up here chilling again. I don't know what he's waiting for, maybe like a truck to arrive or something. Oh no. Anyway, there he is. Let's see. That cover crop came through well. It's looking really good. Really pleased with the ideas that we're bringing in around that as well, by the way. I think it's working very, very well for our land and my ideas moving forward. Let's just sneak into here. And going to try and flip this lovely old Golf back onto its wheels. Because why wouldn't it be upside down in the middle of a field? It could have been in any other field of mine, but it's got a blooming train line passing it as well. Just be my luck that a bunch of farmers are on there looking in. Guarantee it. Okay. Alright then. I mean, this is a bit ropey. Seen better days for sure, and I'm sure they just steal this, drive around till it's wrecked or till they get busted, and then steal something else and do it again. I mean, I've probably taxed worse in the past, but it's still not great. Alright, so we'll try and flip up, and we'll see how that works out for everybody involved. Oh yeah, another train, good, they can watch what's happening as well. Okay. I wonder if the old fellas over at over at Maiden's Hall there saw what happened last night or heard the commotion. I'm sure they probably did. Do I really want to flip it down that way, or do I want to flip it? Maybe we'll do it the other way. Yes, push it towards the exit, not away from it. That'll work. Fortunately, it's quite hard, so we can travel. This would be a right nightmare, and the mess would have caused as well. Okay. Even. Oh, easy. We've got it. We've got it. Oh, look at that. I'm in the wrong line of business here. I should be in vehicle recovery. And then can I push it? Not too much to ask. Maybe. Let's find out here. Oh. I might just do it, you know. We've got something going. John Deere doesn't like it too much, but it's moving it. We'll take it. Easy now. Easy now. Alright, really testing the torque converter on this to the max. But anyway, I'll get close to the edge of the field, so I guess whenever recovery trucks or whatever arrive, they can get going, and we can also get the rest of this field done as well, which will be brilliant. What a way to start your day. Tuesday morning couldn't be better. Could not be better. I wonder, see, because of the way Uncle's put that blooming gate in, it's going to ruin us for a few things here, I think. See if we can just spin it around. Oh, this is working a bit well. We're going to try and get it through this gateway, and then we'll see what we need to do next.
For the first time in ages, I wake up and don't hate it. I guess I've found some peace. Through the day to the evening, shouting and screaming. Something new to me. Alone without being lonely. Getting back to the old me. It's kinda nice to feel free. I thought this was over. Thought I could control it. But if I speak the truth, I ain't over you. I was feeling sober until you came up now. I don't know what to do. I ain't over you. I ain't over. I ain't over. No matter what I do, I ain't over you. Give it time, things will settle. Just a face till it's better, yeah. Heard it all before.
Well, I've got bad news for whoever owned this. After what I've been doing to it, it's probably never going to drive again without a lot of money being spent on it. I wonder if I can just scoop it up to slide it to the other side here, because it is banging away. Have I got that? Oh, look at us go. Look at us go. What about that? It's not often I get to do that, is it? Perfect. I don't think I dare try that in there because it's still, I'm not sure whether it traveled very well, but needless to say, we have done so now. And what I might do is just take it a little bit further up the track there so that we can actually get this taken out of the way. I think that'll be a good plan. And at least that way then we're all safe. Alright, I can't really see a thing, but I'm sure it's fine. Take a time. Surprisingly light and nimble. I loved these cars back in the day. These were absolutely phenomenal. Not great field ornaments, but really, really nice cars. Anyway. John did telehandler saves a day. Wouldn't have been able to do this with the old JCB, that's for sure. Oh, you dare. You dare. So, somewhere over here is our man James. We'll have a see what he wants to do, and then we might get this all tied up and get ourselves away. Lord knows what we'll do with the other one. I guess we'll have to figure that one out at some stage, but let me just stop down here. I got one of them sorted out for you. Is that alright?
Oh, that is perfect, yes. If you wouldn't mind holding that there for a minute or two, our recovery truck is almost here.
Yeah? Alright, I will, I'll probably just swing around past you there, I reckon, so we can get in, and then we'll get it sorted out.
Excellent. Sounds great.
Oh, that's decent timing, I suppose. I can't see him. I'm assuming he's next to my truck. Don't hit him, don't hit him, don't hit him. Again, testimony to the cover crop, giving a nice, solid, dry surface to drive a telehandler in a car onto. Lovely. So whilst we wait, all of this up here is going to be going into Spring Barley, all 4 fields. The idea being that we'll have one block that we can work in over here. So that should be happening very, well, next month or so, weather permitting, which is always the big if. And then after that, well, it's just going to be a few fields of Spring Barley and some beans over at both South Ely and Moor Farm. Then we'll be good to go. So making some good strides, I would say. This is looking good. The idea of the cover crop as well was just to stop or limit soil erosion, because these roots here will really kick in and hold everything together. Also break up compaction a little bit there too, and also hopefully provide us with a little bit of a boost in nitrogen as well. So that's all pretty good, pretty handy. Oh, all right, well, we're good. Let's see what this is going to look like. I'll get ready to go, and I guess he's going to shuffle back a bit. Let's see. Can't see where we're at here, but maybe if I just move back ever so slightly. I don't know about you, but when I was thinking recovery truck, I pictured something bigger than a transit van with a flatbed. Anyhow, if this will work, it'll be a minor miracle. Let's find out. And then we'll be all done in theory. It's a short wheelbase van as well. That could have been better. Well, I think we'll get it on. It's got legs. All right, and then I think we'll just drop her down. Pieces. Oh, not quite. I think we're on the edge. It's on. It's on. That's all I'm doing. It's on. All right. Well, there you go, folks. In today's video that was supposed to be about muck spreading and seeing how we're getting going with the yard work, I have loaded a field ornament of a flipped VW Golf onto the back of a flatbed. And with that, I think we'll leave it here. Can't wait to see what Bungle thinks of this when he eventually shows up. And then we will take it from there. So, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed today's episode of My Farming Life. We'll get back to farming at some point, I'm sure of it. Until then, though, thank you very much for watching. Do stay safe. Enjoy what you're doing. If you have enjoyed this episode and you yet to do so, do consider dropping a comment or leaving a thumbs up and subscribe for more from me, Simulation Full Nation. Until next time, catch you later. You join me on what is a very frosty Saturday morning as we are driving back from a place called Annick, a town about 20 minutes up the road. Because we've been to a local dealership up there by the name of Ricky B's to pick up something. Something I've talked about a little bit in the past. You might be able to see it in the mirrors, but we'll have a look into that in a little while, because first thing we need to do is actually go on up to the yard and meet a truck driver, sorry, up there, who is waiting patiently for me to arrive to unload something for the shed build. It's all me at the moment today, so I'm going to be working on my own because Bungle is away in Portugal, would you believe it or not, having a little bit of a holiday before things really start to ramp up. So I'm just tackling a few things, got everything fed up there this morning. Uncle came down and swapped a few tractors around, took the feeder tractor back up there, the Ford, and left me with a 3125 as well, and a fencing trailer. We'll get into that later. Quick side note, we gave a neighbor a few bales of straw just to get him through there because he's in a bit of a hardship. We had someone else approach us offering to buy some if we had some spare. £70 a ton we've been offered at the minute, and I think that figure might be rising as well with all the bad weather, so we are definitely going to be taking advantage of that. £70 a ton. That's wild scenes at the moment, but we're just going to stop myself here because I think the truck driver's in the way up there. But there you go. This is our new toy. We're going to look into this in a bit more detail once we've got this truck driver away, but it's exciting to say the very least, and we will have a look into that one. Right now, though, like I say, we will just go and see what we're doing there. He's looking okay. We're going to have to... There's been a lot of work on the shed over the last, week, 10 days, so a lot to fill you in with there. But look at the frost. Look how hard it is across the ground still. It's about 10:30 in the morning at the moment. Still hasn't lifted. One, mate. So... we're going to get the telehandler set up for that. We're slowly working our way through our straw and our silage. I think we've got plenty of straw left to last us until the cows are going out. But that will be good. But yeah, let's just get this all swapped around. Hay shed's emptying out there, which is kind of what you want to see, really. You know, at least we're getting through it all. We haven't got too much excess. But with the year that we've been having so far, a lot of farmers seem to be plowing through their forage that they have, or their bedding materials as well. So, you know, we are in a good place. All right, so we've got that on. Let's go and get ourselves in position to lift this off. We've got, I think, the first 6 roof girders, if I'm not mistaken here, which would be a good starting point. There's a lot more to arrive at some stage or another, but yeah, we'll just lift these ones off. Like I said, the contractors have been working hard, but it's a weekend, so they're not due back until Monday. Easy does it. Alright, I've got it there. Now, what I want to be careful of is somewhere one side there. I've got the midden, there it is, and then I've obviously got a shed on this side, so I think I'll have to go up a little bit. Get it over here. Then we'll show you what's been happening with the shed build, which is all rather exciting. Aside from, oh yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a challenge there. We need to go that way. And then I think we'll just have to go around here, watch the Dutch barn. There you go, nailed it. Perfect stuff. I have been reliably informed that these will fit through between the old machine shed here and the workshop shed. It looks like they will. We'll just take our time to sneak through. As you can see, beautiful day though. It is quite cold, but everything is looking good otherwise. We've managed to get all that muck spread. Spreader's gone back, and if I could afford to do it, I'd probably look to actually buy a spreader like that, because god, that was cheap. Cheap to buy apparently, and it's but not too cheap to hire. So if we have to hire it for too much more, then we'll probably look into it. But look at my new shed. I mean, it's not finished, but it's coming together rather nicely indeed. We'll leave that first set there. All of the vertical beams are now in, so you can really get an idea of the scale and of the footprint of the place. It's coming along nicely, and then these 6 are the first starting points. They're either going to be the cross beams or they don't look long enough to go across the top there. Lord knows how they will get in. I don't know, but that's not my problem. But yeah, so this is going to be a gateway into here. You got your feed passage along the end there, and then this is all going to be walled off here as well. So it's going to be quite a large building once it's all said and done. I was worried about space in here to get into our pit there, but you know what? I think it could be okay. We'll have to see, but for now at least it's looking promising. All right, but we'll go and get this second one all sorted, and we get that truck away. Look at our spinner in a bit more detail, and then we're going to go off and look at some of the new ground down at Bellum Manor Farm, because we want to we're changing one of the fields because it's quite easy to change and doesn't cause any impact anywhere, but it will make things exponentially easier for us. So we'll have a look at that. Just need to make sure we pick this one up properly. I think I've got it. I'm just going to bring it back onto the truck a little bit more. There you go. Alright, and then rinse and repeat. We'll give him a beep. You can get out of here. Handily, I've cleared out a lot of the straw around here, so it does give us quite a lot more space in which to move. But yeah, it's a little bit tight in places. There you go. And there's a corner of a cattle shed we need to miss as well. Perfect. Alright, we good people. So we'll just take this one around. Cattle are all fed up this morning there as well. Sheep are all fed. Everyone's looking good there. Got everything done nice and early. Bungalow will be away for the next little while, for the next best part of the week really. So it's just going to be me tinkering on, doing bits and pieces. And then uncle and cousin come down just to swap tractors around for feeding up. But that will be it. Now stick that end into there. Alrighty. So yeah, like I say, I'm really excited about this. Keen to see how it goes moving forward there and how quickly it starts to come together. But this has been a huge step up. The concrete was poured about 10 days ago, and then these were put straight in as well. So the beams went in first into their own little concrete founds, and then this was mass poured on top of it. So it's looking good. By the end of it, we will raise the yard level up to that as well. We're just not there yet. It'll get done at some stage, and then we'll be all set. So yeah, very happy with that for a starting point. We'll just drop this one off here. Okay, yeah, you only really get the sense of scale when you sat inside this thing. It is just ginormous. I was a little bit worried at the beginning around space to get into there, like I was mentioning, but I think we're going to be okay now, because once this yard's all leveled up as well, we've got plenty of turn space. Even if I have to use a little bit of the passage there's more than enough. We have decided as well, once we get everything done, that around the corner here, how have you got here? Like a pet, you're so tame. This bit we're just going to leave as a bit of a trailer park, a trailer storage area anyway, so give us a bit more space around there for tankers mainly. And then how have you got up there? These sheep are crazy. Anyhow, let's go and bring up Land Rover there and have a look at the new toy. But I'll need to get a tractor out to do that with, so we'll need into our beautiful shed. Look at the collection that's grown in here. Ah, yes. I think the spreader is actually going to end up going on to the 5S. Just to start with, at least. It could go onto my tractor as well, but we have GPS on the 5S, and it's also a bit lighter. Very nimble, very agile, but just lighter as well. So right now, it's frosty, it's not too bad. But when we get into the spring a bit more and it is a bit miserably wet, then yeah, we may well need a little bit more, well, a little bit more help there in terms of some light thoughts to travel across some of our slightly wetter ground. But it is a new fertilizer spreader. It is a Kverneland. The reason we went with Kverneland again is because, well, our current spreader is Kverneland. That's been with us for about, I think, 18 years. So if this one lasts anywhere near as long, I will be thrilled. It's a TLX Geo spread. I think this can go as far as 32 meters, which is wild. We won't be going that far because our tram lines are set for 24, but it could definitely be an option. And yeah, we needed to upgrade. We needed something wider, but we also needed something that had very width spreading capabilities there, variable application as well. And so that's what we really want to look into. So we've invested. We went big with our various different scheme applications that we're going through. We required something a bit more modern, which had variable rate. So that's what we've gone for. The cost of a fertilizer spreader these days, my word, it's not cheap, but you know, it saves in the long run because you are a lot more efficient with your application. Now, which way was this put on? The wrong way, of course. So you're a lot more efficient with your application there, which means in theory you can be saving money on your fertilizer bills when you get to it. So yeah, that is what I'm banking on here, really. But yeah, we went up to have a look at one. Really liked what we saw. A few people have got similar spreaders and they raved about them, so that was all good for us. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of work to do. Now, curiously, we are spreading a lot of muck at the minute. We're nowhere near done, but with the muck spreader had to go back, and with a slurry separator we'll make it even more. So we are going to be trying to use as much organic material as possible, but there will still always be a need for a fert spreader. So which is why we plugged to get one. And all we've got to do is find a way to get this off, I suppose, and then we can crack on. I'm hoping that we can just back the tractor up to it, and this should be a good height. It went on with a forklift. I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, we'll give that a go. As you can see, we've got most of our, well, some of our fertilizer that we need here. There's more to come, but that's at the starting point. Wonderful stuff. I haven't had to use this too much of late, actually, but nice to be back in it. And then we will, yeah, soon. I mean, we're not going to be drilling for any time soon. It's only January, like I say, so we're probably not going to be drilling for at least 6 weeks or so. But everything is, we've got some of the ground ready to go, really. We are going to be demoing a set of discs fairly soon, once we start to get going, just to see how they work. We've been looking for a set of discs that one of our tractors could handle, whilst also allowing us to drill. See what it looks like to work in the cover crops that we've been planting. So that's what we're looking into, and we'll see how that goes. But this is just something that we knew we were going to have to get. At some stage in the years to come, we'll probably look at finding a new sprayer as well, but that will be a much more expensive outlay. So we need to wait for that one, and then we can take it from there. But, you know, we'll see how we get going. All right, I think we can get on there. That might just about do it. We'll have to lift up those arms a bit to get it in. Hey, look at me, we're on. I did a thing. We'll just sneak this forward, and then we will be able to have a bit more of a look at it. All right, I think we're on, we're clear. That trailer is Uncle's trailer, actually, and he used to do a lot of touring around with vintage machines. He doesn't have any of them left these days, but used to collect them and then take them to shows. So that's why that trailer has come down from South Ely. I'll have to take that back soon. But let's leave this here for now, push that back. It looks the part, I think you'll agree. Very impressed with that so far, and hopefully yeah, we'll get onto the field soon with it. I'm probably gonna leave it a couple of weeks there, see how we get on. Most of the winter drill crops are looking pretty good anyway at the moment, so that is fantastic. But I really like that. Now, it does look a bit large there. It's I think it's about 3.5 ton capacity, so it is a big boy. It would lift on the back of the 5S. Now, ballast on the front might be an issue, but we'll cross that bridge as and when we come to it. But not an issue you can see on my tractor here anyway. But yeah, very nice looking spreader, that. We'll be looking to keep that one nice and safe and dry inside. And then for now, though, we'll probably just tuck it in as it is, I would say. And then, yeah. It will be, I've got to figure out how we connect it to the GPS on our machines and to the Trimble units there and see what that looks like, but I'm sure it won't be too difficult. Yeah, we'll just leave it there for now, because I've got to go and do some other bits and pieces. Yeah, I like it. I like it a very lot. Now, I did think about, and I saw somebody else doing this, and it made me think, if we have multiple different fertilizers to put down, in theory, we could have stuck at the small one on the front for anything that we're putting down with very light applications, because it'll spread the same width. However, you got very little control of that. It is literally just hydraulic spool valves that open and shut the door. So maybe we won't, but you know, that is an option. So now we're going to go do something a little bit different, something that I started yesterday, and we're going to take down the lovely old 3125. It's come down with a fencing trailer on, which is an old knackered trailer that Uncle has for, well, for fencing. But yeah, I'm going to show you what I mean. I started, we finished spreading muck down at Bellum. Ooh, that would have been quite a while ago now. And we needed to get a few other bits and pieces done down there. And I was just finding that the fields that we were in, so, two of them were really awkward. And, well, we could have easily changed things up there. So this is exactly what we've done. And so I've done the bulk of the work yesterday. I have to just go down today and tidy up, really, which is what we're going to go and do. We'll probably just shut that now that I know that I'm the only one here at the minute. Hello, chickens. We'll just give that a shot. So yeah, I will go and drive on down through to Manor Farm there, and then we'll have a look and see what we've got up to. Fortunately, oh, I'll say that I haven't been down here yet today. Last few days, no more trucks or cars down there after the fiasco of last week, so that's all good. And then I'm hoping that's going to be the last of them as well. Alright, so we will see you right over there on the far ground in the middle of that bright winter's morning sunshine. Alright, so this time last week when we came up here, there were all sorts happening. Fortunately, not so much the case. I don't know what the end scenario was with all that mess, but it's all been taken care of anyway. So, what we need to do is we're just going to cruise on down here. All these fields have been spread. We even put muck over the top of the cover crop, so when we work it in, we're working 2 different lots in there. Or at least that was going to be our idea. We do need to figure out those gates as well, and we'll get to that one. But as we just creep into here, you'll see... Oh, someone rolled away on me. We took down this fence. We took down the fence for a couple of reasons. One, because, well, it was easy to do. But the primary reason was... it was annoying to have to come into these fields are all going to be the same. And it was annoying enough to come in 2 different entrances, which were both quite tight. For the same task, really. So when we were spreading muck, I had to go out and around and come back into here. Hello, train. But it was just a fence. We're going to leave the trees up there. So, I mean, we're going to hold on to this land for at least probably 10 years at this point. Our tenancy's for 5 with an option for another 5. So, we won't be going anywhere anytime soon. And it just makes it a lot more convenient for us. So, we took at it. We got everything knocked off here. And all we need to do now is get all of these fence posts picked up. And then we're good. Very nice and easy, and we can always reinstate it if we have to at the end there, because it's a nice and simple thing to do. So really, I did quite a lot of backbreaking labor yesterday. I just got to kind of finish it off now. And get all these fence posts, which are in great nick, actually, I have to say. Really, really are. I don't know if we'll fit them all in, but we'll get most of them in, then we'll go and just take them away. If we want to use them elsewhere, then of course we can look to do that one, then we'll just reinstate this fence at a later time if we have to. But yeah, whilst there's not much else that we can get on with, that one seems to be stuck in the ground a bit. Can I get that one? There you go. You know, it beats sitting in the tractor cab all day as well, but you can see... Maybe I need to get a... I think we need to get something on that to give the yank out the ground. It's just going to make everything much easier. Long drags all the way up the field there, which is what we want. The sun's starting to come down. Good lord. Brighten everything up no end. And then we'll probably, if this continues, probably have to get Uncle in here plowing this over soon. Muck's been spread on both sides of it, like I say. Okay, and we'll just move ourselves along here, rinse and repeat, and keep on going, really, nice and easily. And then, yeah, it's all going to be part of the plan. Once this is done, this land down here is pretty much ready to go. And we can hopefully Like I said, start to get things worked over there. But yeah, just a nice little change of pace here. Not much else that we can do at the moment there, apart from, well, we would have to hire the muck spreader back in at some stage or another. But it's just a nice way to get the land all going. Now, can I pull this one out? Yes. You see, that one I've got. Not like that, though. There you go. All in a day's work. So that's pretty much going to be me for the day, really. Not much else to report at the moment there. As soon as we have more updates with the shed, we'll show you what that looks like and bring you along for the ride. If this weather stays like this and we continue to get such a good hard frost, then maybe we'll get into a little bit more of the... we'll get some of the fertilizer spread soon. But I'd like to see the temperature warm up a little bit before we do that. And then... yeah, we can't spread any more slurry, but we will probably be moving slurry around some of the different tanks and sticking it into the lagoon or the tower that we have at the yard now, just to help us out there. But we'll see how we get on really with that one. Get the slurry separator working, because that has been an absolute lifesaver. All right, and so we're going to leave it here on this lovely frosty morning. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the end of January. It's still frosty. It's been snowy even as well, but we're still pushing on. Today, we are tinkering on, really. A few small little bits and pieces to do. First thing we're going to do, though, is go up and check on some new arrivals over at South Healy. And we're going to go and drive up to Massey, because we need to bring a trailer down. Feeding up's been done here. We're all taken care of. There's a bit of muck to clean out here and there, but we'll get onto that. But yeah, we're going to go out in my Massey for a bit of a drive. And then we will see what that looks like. So, looking to try and get going here on the farm. A bit more work sooner rather than later. Like I say, we're end of January now. So February, we're going to start to put some fert down. Ground conditions seem to be okay. Manageable. But you'll see the 5S there has the spinner on the back. We've been configuring all that and making sure it's all working, and we're looking pretty good. The shed has some another ambitious sheep, but the shed has some roof beams on there now. I'll show you those quickly, and everything is looking good there. A few more bits and pieces to go up, and start to put some of the wooden rafters around the side as well. So that is all pretty cool. I think next up apparently is going to be some of the gable end walls, and then more wood rafters along the top there. So it's coming there. It's looking more and more like a shed with every passing day. But yeah, we'll get ourselves away. Now make sure my beacons are on there. And off we go. So yeah, we are going to head up to South Healy, pick up our bale trailer. Because it stays up there really, because it's quite big. And it's more space up there at the moment. And then yeah, the new ground's all ready to go. Really got that fence ripped out, and it's probably in a position now where we can get that plowed over. So in the next few days might be a spot of winter plowing, as we can get pushing along. And hopefully get everything ready and in a position that by the time March rolls around and the warmer weather comes, in theory, hopefully, we can get a bit of drilling done. But I mean, if it warms up even a little bit through February, we might even crack on there. We'll see. But yeah, lots to do. Big block down at Bellham there, and then quite a few fields here. Also, quite a bit over outstanding still at South Healy. So we really need to get cracking. That is also cover crop as well. So we need, we mustn't hang around and wait for that. Yeah, otherwise we've been quite lucky so far with no real rainstorms. It's been a bit of snow, but hard frost mostly, which is fine for me. We can't put any slurry down on the ground there, even though I'd like to. Oh shoot, I was going to turn the slurry separator on. I'll have to do that when I get back. Alright, out we come. And we'll get away. New speed limits enforced recently around here, especially through the village there, which means everyone is quite slow. To the point where I'm catching them up. Fantastic. Anyhow, we will go and just take a drive up to South Healy and see Cousins up there as well. So we have a chat with him, see what his new arrival's looking like there. And he's been spending a little bit of money as well, which is going to be rather cool to see. And we'll have a look and see what that looks like. So we'll sit behind this car for a while, and then we'll see you up at South Healy. Okay, so that car took an age to get past, but here we go. River's still flowing, which is good to see. Quite low actually as well for this time of year, so I guess that's a good thing. But we will just cruise on through. Like I say, a lot of fields to plow over down here as well actually. That set aside field that we didn't touch. We've got a few fields on the far side of the wood there as well, and also up on the hill towards the satellite yard that we'll need to get into. So a lot of work for us to really get dialed into for this this spring, but we'll get there. And the cousins over there are all ready, which is looking pretty good. I'm hoping our lovely new bale trailer is just going to be tucked away in here. So everything's been fed up there this morning as well. There you go. Grain trailer's tucked away as well. We don't need that anytime soon. Combine is where I left it, really. I will need a service, and we'll probably have to shift it so they can get actually into that straw now. I can't imagine that's fun. They'll probably dislike us for leaving everything abandoned around, but they can move it if they need it. Alright. So yeah, we are going to be selling more straw today because I think I mentioned recently I got a ridiculous offer for some to sell some straw, so we just could not say no or turn that down. So we won't be. We're going to sell some of the stuff we have stored outside. We've still got plenty indoors for our own usage. But if we can get rid of it outside, that's exactly what we're going to do. Alright, well. We will stick this about here for now, I think. Leave it here and then go and see where cousin is and what he's looking at. Cows around here, lots of hungry cows around here, I bet. We've already fed up the spawn down our way, and they're all up here, and there he is. Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Just come to see what we've been spending a bit of money on, see what's going on up here. See, we have more new arrivals. Ah, yes, we do. What have we got over here?
Yes, indeed. We've picked up another 10 Aberdeen Angus calves.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, they were a bit of a surprise. An opportunity came up from a breeder we trade with. A few late arrivals he wanted to move on. It will allow us to expand our range of production, so it seemed like a good opportunity.
Ah, very nice. Okay. And why are they in these things? What is the purpose of this lizard farming shell thing?
Well, these are quick pens I bought recently. Allows us to keep smaller calves separate from the main holding when needed. We'll keep them in here to gain some weight and size for a bit, before we move then into the main population.
Oh, I see. Kind of like a nursery then.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll also use these to separate any sick calves that need to be kept in isolation.
Well, that's a cool idea. And can these just fold up so you can get in and clean everything out and compress them down a bit?
They do indeed. This metal rail will slide right back.
Ah, very nice, very nice. They're looking good though, aren't they? They're very bright. What about over here? What's happening?
Yeah, they're from a great stock. We really like buying from this guy. Certainly we'll be taking a lot more from him in the future.
Like it. I like it a lot. And the rest of the herd all doing well here in the satellite yard?
Yes. Calves are growing well. Some good weight gains over there. And the heifers over here are looking great as well.
Ah, very nice. And you bought a new trailer as well.
Well, you know, you've been investing with tractors and machinery down there, so I thought it was only right. I started buying a few bits and pieces up here.
I like it. That's smart. You have to keep it locked away in the workshop, I think. People will like this to get hold of it.
Oh yeah, it'll be staying tightly locked up for sure.
Ah, very good. Very good. Well, I'm stealing the bale trailer. I'm going to go and sell some barley straw that we have stacked outside still. And we've got a ridiculous price for that, so we're going to try and get rid of a bit of it. And then I'm going to just be pottering on. So if you need me to come up and help with anything, let me know. Otherwise, I might get the plow in the back of my tractor ready for a bit of winter plowing. I see Uncle's got yours hooked up here as well.
Yeah, he's itching to get started up here, I think.
Right, righto. All right, well, lovely looking stuff, lovely calves. And I'll catch up with you later on.
Yep, see you later.
Toodaloo. Yeah, back on the 3125 over there. I see Uncle doesn't miss a chance. But I left my beacons on. That's fun. Let's get ourselves in. Wonderful stuff. And we can just get ourselves pushed back here a little bit. Just square up first. Got a bit close to that Ford. Okay. It's a long trailer here. It does react a little bit differently than you might expect it to. But I think it should be good there. Give cousin a beep. And through we go. Nice and easily does it. So we're going to take as many as we can carry this time around. We only sent about half a dozen or so away to our friend the other day. But we're going to take load this up. It's about an hour's drive or so in the tractor, but that's not too bad, and we'll get a decent price for them, so I think it'll all be worth it in the end. And then yeah, we'll see. There's just some farmers who are really, really short, and there's just no real end in sight to some of the weather, really. So a lot of cattle could be indoors for quite a while yet. So those people who had a bit of a poor harvest for straw because of the wet back end of the year, you know, that doesn't help. So we're going to try and help out where we can, and that might change our mind as well as to what we do for some of the next year's crops. You know, some of the barley that we're putting in there, I had plans to chop up once we've got our own quota, but you never really know what prices will do, so we might end up just keeping a bit more. But anyway, with that being said, we're going to just head on over to back over to Bellum, block up the road again, and then get everything loaded up, and we'll see how we get on. Alright, I am going to need to swing out a bit here if I have any chance. You are going to need to let me go. Wonderful stuff. We're through. A lot of people are walking still. It's not that warm a day, but there's a lot of shorts and t-shirts. Anyway, we're going to get ourselves back on over here. I need to go back into the yard and turn on the slurry separator because I forgot, but we'll pick that up the telehandler and do that at the same time. Get this little loaded up here and just think about getting ourselves away. Just need to kind of block off the road again somehow. And we'll see what that looks like. But yeah, that pile there of straw, hopefully that stack will pretty much have disappeared by the time we're all done here. Won't be much of it left if there is anything. Okay, let's just stick some of those on in case someone happens to come near. This is a long trailer to avoid hitting any fences with fence posts. I don't want to have to spend my day putting those back in. I really don't. Alright, we'll leave this here for a second. Turn those off. Alright, cool. So yeah, you can see the slurry tower really does stand out here. I think the new shed is just a little shorter. Well, the peak of the shed is at least. So that's going to be quite interesting to see when that's all done. And then, yeah, we'll be able to... I'm not sure if we'll have anything in that before the autumn. In terms of any more cattle arriving. That's not really my area of responsibility, so we'll leave everyone else to look after that. But yeah, it is really coming together, and it's looking very, very good from what I've seen as well. I'm very pleased with it, so that should be good. But what we're going to do is just come on over and turn on the slurry separator once again, because there's a bit of a it's been a bit of a while since that was on. It's not on all the time. You can automate it as well, but we haven't done that. That's something we might look into doing, but you can see it's a little bit low, plenty of space. Alright, jobs are good in. We'll leave that to do its thing then. Perfect. But yeah, really pleased with that. It's really taken off a lot of the stress of the slurry tanks that we have here. And by having that tower there as well, when we need to, we can cast slurry around from different places. Because a majority of our land that we would spread it on, there's a lot down this way, specifically with the new ground that we're taking on. So that gives us a lot of extra capacity there to work with. Oh, somebody just put a masti there. Brilliant. Put that back into the workshop, I suppose. Nearly ready to start spreading fert, like I say. A lot of field work going to start next month, and sort of like next week, really. But yeah, this is all looking pretty good. Again, it's likely going to be something that I'll do because we are using GPS on it. So I want to be able to make sure that's all working well. Up she goes. There you go. Yeah, we'll just stick it into here for now. And then, yeah, we'll end up putting the plow on soon as well into my tractor probably, just so we can get ahead, because we've got nothing else to do with it. And then we will be away. So, rather exciting. The plowing we'll probably start with later on today, actually, once I go back from selling straw. Because it's really, there's not much else for me to get cracking with right now. And it'll give the chance of some of the muck that we spread down over at Bellamy the other day to work into that field. The field that we took the fence out with, that is. The rest of them with the cover crops, they're not going to go anywhere just yet. I think I mentioned we were looking to get a demo of a cultivator. That may or may not be happening. We're still trying to figure that one out, so we'll have to see. And if it does, then great. If not, then we've got a contractor lined up to come in as well, just to get the job done, really. Okay, so let's get some straw loads up. Some money bales as they are now. No, we are going to end up blocking off everywhere again, pretty much. But we can always move if there's any cars coming. And we'll see where that goes. But we'll try and stay over so there's enough space to get by. Alright. See how we're looking there. Give it a go. Give it a go. Don't try this at home, folks. And alright, in we are. If we're going to start to stack things here a little bit more as well with the intention of selling them at some point, I might look into clearing this space out a little bit, give us some hard stand or something, because it's not quite working as it is. Clear out all these bushes, maybe make this gateway a little bit wider, but these are all jobs for, well, a different time. Certainly not now. Try and get a little bit further over here where we can. See if that'll help us. Alright, and then we'll have to shift this one, do a little bit of Jenga, move some things around, and then we'll get it done before you know it. Basically, you can see it's good clean straw still. It's survived the winter very well, which is always good to see. But it's looking really good for itself, so it's you know, the top inch or so might be a bit damp on it all, but after that, it's looking remarkably good. I was very, very surprised. Now, what we'll do is just take this one that I can't really get to very well. That bush in particular is the one I want to get rid of, obviously. But we will take the top. There you go. Now again, always paying close attention to that power line. Don't know how we're going to try and get a load on the top there. We'll have to probably pull the tractor right into the middle for that one. Just to make sure it's done. But yeah, that's the idea. We're going to load this up. This is a little bit of a, yeah, well, it's a surprise revenue source, because we A, never thought we'd sell it, and B, certainly not for the price that we're going to be able to. So this is always good. Helps to pay off for things like the calf that we just saw this morning, and a few other bits and pieces as well. So that's all really good to see. There's not a lot else happening today, so we're just going to get this all loaded up here and then take it away, and then before you know it, we'll be back on to feeding up and bedding up our own cattle. So that's going to be it for the day, really, and we'll be all good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my farming life.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my farming life. You joined me. It's a beautiful, crisp morning, and we're going to get on some field work. Can you believe it? We're going to get a start. Bungle's still not here. He came back from Portugal, and then he's nipped off on another holiday already. Can you believe it? I just don't know what he's doing with himself. Who gave him that green light? I don't know. But we're back, and today we are going to be doing a few things. First of all, we have our new spinner. We're going to just make sure that's all set up properly and that the 5S can handle it okay. Because the ground's quite firm at the moment there, so we're going to get out and see how it works. And then we've got a little bit of extra bits and pieces to do as well. I'm just going to come on over and see how the slurry separator is going. We got a roof. The boys are working away there. The roof is coming up very nicely indeed. Rafters are on there. They hope to get these next 2 rungs on there by the end of today, apparently. So that'll be good. Slurry separator is working its magic. And it's looking very good indeed. There's a bit of a crust forming on there because we didn't have it on for the last few days. So we'll try and get that taken care of. And then we're all good. So that is all coming together pretty well. Very happy to see that coming through. I've been thinking of plans of other things that I want to do, and I really shouldn't be because it's awfully expensive when I start thinking about things like that, apparently. However, first thing we're going to do, though, is we've got the fertilizer spin it out. I just went and have a cup of coffee. We need to grab a couple of bags. Should be able to squeeze in there, okay? So we'll grab a couple of bags, stick it in, and see how we go. I believe I've got everything set up as it should be in accordance to the GPS. So that should be easily done and dusted. But we just need to make sure that, the variable rate is working properly. The GPS is functioning properly because we haven't really had to use it yet on that tractor. So you want to make sure that's all good. And then we can, we'll be good. I don't know how much more I'll do today. I'm probably going to do 1 field and then we'll see. But if the going's good, the going's good. So we're not due any rain anytime soon. But you know, it is February, so we'll see what that looks like in terms of conditions. You never really know. But it's all we can ask for. It's all we can do is just keep going. Some other places up and down the country haven't had anywhere near as nice weather as we had, so we've got to be thankful for that, I suppose. The drill's in the way. The power harrow's in the way. So we'll see how this works out. We might be able to get it with the reach here. Certainly hope so, at least. And then we'll just take those 2 first of all. I think we've got 2. Do I get the 4? Is it going to give me 4? Oh no, 2 will be sufficient, I guess, judging on this. Up we go. Alright, that'll be us then with 2. Perfect. So we'll get ourselves out. We'll load these in here. We can get, I think it's 3.5 ton in this. So that's going to be more than these 2 bags. But still, it doesn't hurt to get ourselves going here. And we'll have to probably move that drill at some stage. We are trying to reduce down the amount of nitrogen that we have to bring in here because we've got a lot of slurry, we've got an awful lot of muck, and we've got the separated manure as well. So we've got a lot that we can work with there. That would be the plan if we could use all of that. That would be absolutely perfect. But let's see about getting this loaded up here. I had to go and dig around and find the bag cutter. But we're looking good there now. Right, so that seems to be filling up quite nicely there, and then we're gone. So we'll probably just go for, we'll stick 1 more in there for now, see how we get on with that, and then we can always move a few things around. I feel like I might have to just come in and shift that drill over a little bit, just so we can actually get into everything and clear everything up there. We don't have any more nitrogen on order at the moment. I don't really know why we didn't, to be honest there, but that's just where we found ourselves, so we will see. Now watch that over there. I think I'm through there. Lovely stuff. Oh, excellent. Like I've said once before, I'll say it again, the joys of having a new telehandler, or a newer telehandler at least. Absolutely splendid. And then we'll just stick 1 into here for now at least, see how that goes. And then yeah, we can crack on. We've got plenty of ground to cover, and we're also a little bit too early to be getting on with any of the groundwork for or the drilling of the anything with cover crops in there. We're probably going to wait a few weeks to see if the temperature warms up a little bit before we put that in. But I mean, ultimately, we're not that far away. We're going to plow over one of the fields down at Bellum this next few days, see how that goes, and then from there, well, we could be in a great place just to continue to push forward. So if we can, that would be great to get everything in whilst it's dry and whilst we can travel easily. But yeah, you know, this is the British winter, so who really knows how long that will go. But anyway, the first real life, or the first real action for the 5S here. And then we want to lift that up. weight on the front there is giving us, I wouldn't say all of the balance that we need, but it's doing all right. It's giving us a bit. And all right, so like I say, we have GPS on the monitor that you can see there. We don't have the ridiculous number of monitors in here that the demo came with, but there is plenty for us. I like it as a little bit more stripped back and simple there. Bungle will be able to use this without any problem. Uncle's actually out plowing in his machine today up at South Healy as well, so we're getting a little bit more work done over there as well, which is great. And then I can just get ourselves in and worked along here as well, which is just perfect, really. Okay, so we're gonna come on straight through here. We just go to open our gate. Wonderful stuff. And this is what we're going to be coming into here. This is a field of winter oats that we're going to come into here, and we'll get this all spread. Big field over there. We've still got some ground to put in. We've got a cover crop over there as well. So there's a lot of spring drilling for us to go ahead and do. Quite a few beans going in this year. Okay, so in we go then. So we have this currently set up down to 24 meters. It's actually not. Our sprayer was about 21 meters wide, annoyingly. So we're set up to work tramlines to that width, which does mean this year at least will be the last year that we do that. This spreader will be able to go way over the 24 meters. And when we get a contractor in for the sprayer, their sprayer I think is 36 meters. So plenty of space to work with there. So we'll be definitely looking to kick everything up when we can. But for today and today's purposes, we've just dialed that one right down there. So we should be good. GPS is set up there if we need it, and then we've also got variable rate application on there as well, which kind of works in with some of the programming that we've got on the computer there, and also the soil samples that we took, well, when would that have been? About 6 months ago now. So we know what we're playing up against with here, so that is all good. Now, everything is on PTO down there. We should be able to turn it on. There you go. Give it some beans. And stick it away here, and we are off. We'll see how we're going here, but looks like all is well, which is good. And yeah, we seem to be going so far so good. I like it. I like it a lot. And we'll do the headland, and then we'll get the rest of this field all knocked out as quickly as we can. We're not putting any fertilizer onto the grassland here because we've got slurry and we've got muck that we can use in abundance for that one. So that's exactly what we'll be looking to do. Even with the slurry separator on here, we've still got a lot of slurry left over. The satellite yard is full to bursting over there. So we would ideally like to get that taken care of as well. So as far as grassland's concerned, we're all set. And that means it's going to save us a nice little amount of money there because, well, fertilizer ain't cheap still. It's cheaper than it was, but still not cheap. Alright, and away we go again. Looking good, I would say. Looking very good. Traveling well. Traveling, it's dry in here actually. It's not too bad at all. A bit of snow last week or so has melted away, but otherwise we're looking all pretty darn good, I would say. Tramlines are clean, no weeds in there. No need to get the spray guy out just yet. There's a lot that I need to learn still about this spreader here in terms of how we can adjust what it does on the headlands and the variable right there. But for the most part, I think I'm dialed in. And it seems to be doing a pretty good job. Oh, easy, got a bit back end heavy there. Deer in this field, they can sod off as far as I'm concerned. Don't want them around here. And alright, there we go. And then so what we'll find is we're going to get over here, so this should start to shut off because it knows that we've already been over here and spread this bit, which is great. And then we'll just go back and go up that next tram line there. Nice and easily does it. Perfect. I do love getting out by spreading some fertilizer there. It's a real start of the new year. See how your crops are looking there. You get to inspect all your different fields from every angle really as you're out in it. And you can get some really good ground covered in a day, and that's what we're hoping to do. As long as we can keep traveling this well, life will be peachy. I have no concerns about that, that's for sure. Alright, so we're gonna get this one all taken care of, and then we'll probably try and get the one more field done. I'm feeling the mood for it. I think it's going well. So we'll try and get something else done here as well and see how that goes. Probably need to put another bag in, but we can get ourselves through there and get that all taken care of. But I mean, so far so good, I would say. So in this field we haven't got the GPS taken on yet. But everything else is functioning here, and it's looking good, or at least the tracking is not working there. The ability to know where it's been and where it's spreading is, so that's all good. Yeah, it's far improvement from our old machine. Now we've kept the old machine for now. I feel like there might be a use for that somewhere, and the amount we'd have got had we have sold it, it just didn't make sense. So, you know, I reckon there's something there to be said for just keeping hold of it anyway. Now maybe that is for, you know, spreading grass seed or bird seed mix that we might be getting into there, anything like that really. But we'll cross that bridge. Better to have it and be able to use it than have got rid of it and be stuck. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm really happy with what we've done so far. We will be trying to get that shed finished as soon as possible there, so I don't think there's going to be any other additions to the fleet anytime soon. And you know, don't think we can afford it yet either. Although that being said, with the land prices shooting up at the moment, you'll see. We'll have to wait and see there. Maybe we'll get a few more sheep sold and a few more lambs through the trade sooner than we expected. But you know, our cousin's doing very well with the beef there. We're putting a lot of work into finishing off some beef, so that might be the next thing that was going to take a lot of attention as we continue to grow this enterprise. But we will, like I said, we'll just cross that bridge as and when we come to it. But anyway, we'll go and get another bag in here just to make sure we're looking good to tackle the next field down, and then we will get cracking. All right, we've had a bit of an idea here as well that we're going to try. I don't think it's going to be my best idea by any stretch, but it's going to be an option. We need to get another bag of fertilizer into here, so we'll see how this goes. Grass is growing out here as well quite a bit. The sheep are looking good on it, which is handy because, well, that one's been adventurous. Because God knows there's going to be a lot more. I get over. Whoop. There you go. That still keeps churning along there. Looking great. Looking great. Alright, so we're just going to put the rest of that one in there, I reckon. That should do. Alright then, we just have to scare those sheep away. Because I don't know how they keep getting into here, but these fences are not doing the job. Anyway, just give this a bit of a fill up here. What's the worst that can happen? Sometimes my genius knows no bounds. That will be more than enough, I would imagine, to get us through that last field there. And then we can just get back out of the way of the contractors over here. And scoot around there and we are out of the way. Perfect. Good. And that will be, what, 2 fields out of 1, 2, maybe 5 more that I've got to do. So 2 out of 7. And then there'll be a lot more work once we start to get the spring drilling done. But yeah, good starting point. Good starting point. Can't wait to see this shed finished. It's certainly taller than I ever thought it was going to be. I won't lie about that. I did not expect it to be quite so high, but you know, the drawings are, I guess, one thing. Difficult to comprehend when you start to see it, but I am really excited. Okay, and then we'll just go down to the corner here, and we're all set to get cracking again. So yeah, this field's going to be worked over as well. I'm thinking, because we have quite a lot of it to do, we were looking to, I think I've mentioned a few times, trying to get a some kind of contractor in or hire in some tool. We're still having discussions, but the problem is the one that we were looking at was just going to be too big even for my masses. So we are trying to look at the different options, and then we'd still have to do some kind of work after it to allow our combination drill to come in. We might also be looking at another drill, believe it or not, but we're I'm trying to figure out if that's going to work or not, because there's a few things that we found out recently about when we're trying to get into our new scheme. So that might be something we have to look at. So let's wait and see for that one. But lots of moving parts. Oh, mind your eyes, sir. You're going to get pelted. Oh, my lord. They're out in force today. Yeah, and we'll see how we go. But really, today is going to be us cracking on here and going through our ground. It's not much of an exciting video, but there's still things happening nonetheless, and I'm delighted to be able to be out and about in my, in our new little Massey here. It's really handling this very well indeed, and I think it's just going to be perfect on this. Perfect little tractor for this setup, and we will find a few other ways to get it put to work. Ideally, on a plow soon, because I can start drilling. But for right now, at least I'll be back on the plow after this one. And I expect us to be able to go and get a bit more work done down at Bellum. So we'll have to see how that goes. Got myself back into a bit of a corner here. And away we go again. Just like that. A beautiful view though, as the bit of a winter mist in places starting to lift through. You can't quite see the hill of Bellum over there, but it's there. And then yeah, it's gonna be another great day for us to get going. Lots for us to do around about the farm. We'll be bringing you more updates as well as we can through the winter, and then as we start to get into spring, and lots to try and uncover there. But hopefully it'll all still be quite intriguing for you and exciting. But for right now, at least we're going to continue and just get this field all wrapped out. And we will see you all in the next one. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. This has been the latest update from My Farm and Life. If you have enjoyed and yet to do so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and we will see you then. Until next time, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll catch you later.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart stops beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She can let her hair down, but gotta feed.
You join me here as I am skillfully navigating our way out of the shed here without crashing into our door, because I'm lone bungled up in his tractor. He is back. He's off fertilizer spreading for the day, and he's standing there. He's all tan from his time away in Portugal, and he's back here, and he's going to do a bit of work for the first time in his 5S. He's very excited about it. So we're going to load him up here. We're going to get him off and away. And then he should be good to go. It's another beautiful day. Dry again, so we're making the most of it. And everything is looking good. Hello, Bungle! How are you doing?
I am not too bad. Good to be back, I suppose.
Indeed, it will be. Indeed. Right. You know where you're going? You know your fields you got mapped out to get spreading over there?
Oh, yep. Got everything done. And I think I've got the GPS sorted out.
My word. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a first. I've calibrated everything in. It's all working well. I got a few fields done around here. You should be good to go up at South Healy and get going up there. And then we'll see. I'll get one more bag for you in here though, and that will just about do you. Unless you want to just go half load up and get the rest up there. Don't know what you're thinking.
Oh no, just stick it in here. We'll be grand.
Alrighty, that's it then. We'll go and get her in. It's looking a bit bouncy there, but you know, do what he wants, I suppose. Yeah, so today we've got a new arrival coming to the farm here. We've been busy and the sheds is coming up very well, but there's one thing that I've been wanting to upgrade for a while that will really modernize how we do some of our business and in theory save us quite a bit of money, which is always important. So that's what we're going to be looking into there. And really, it's been something that we ordered ages ago. It just took an absolute age to arrive, unfortunately. But we're gonna get started on it, so that should be great. Have I got it? No. Really testing the limit of my reach here. I only want one. We'll just drop that down. We'll pick it up again. I need to clear a bit of space so I can get this drill out of here. That'll do it. Excellent stuff. So yeah, the idea being that what we're going to be bringing in, I'm not sure we'll actually be here for it to be dropped off, but we'll certainly have a look at it. Is something that we desperately need on the farm. We use daily, and we're going to use even more when all the new cattle arrive in the new shed. So we need to have a look into that one. But that's going to be exciting. That's the first step. We've also been restructuring our finances on the farm as well, changing around our business loan that we have here, making it a little bit more manageable. Part of the practice that I want to do just to modernize not only on the fields and in the yard, but also in the books on the business as well. So that's going to be going very well. Isn't that right, Bungle? We're modernizing everywhere.
If you say so. But in all seriousness, I think it's going to be good. I think we should be set up for the future here. No wonder it's well, it's very unpredictable, so we want to be as robust as possible. Indeed. Right, I'm going to get out of your way so you can get yourself going and then enjoy. And I'll speak to you later on. I think the guy's arriving in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, but I'm going to start with a bit of plowing and see. He knows where he's dropping this thing anyway, right? Yep, he does. He came up and had a look. He's all good there. And then there should be grand. But if you want to swing by and have a look, we can do that.
Okay. All right, well, I'll let you go and I'll get myself away as well.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, so we will just move ourselves back out the way here a little bit and let Bungle get himself away. And then I think what we'll be able to do is just stick this down here for now. Actually, we don't need this anymore for now. Not what I'm going to be doing anyway. Because I am going to be doing a little bit of winter plowing. The Massey's all set up there with my plow on. I'm going to go down to our new ground to get going. But I thought we'd also show you how we're getting on over here. Well, things are looking pretty good. Pretty good indeed. We have a roof now. Look at it. It's huge. This thing is really quite monumentally large, but maybe it'll look better once we get our concrete yard kind of filled in and brought up to level. That might help things out a little bit. But you've got a roof on here now, so it's looking good. What they need to do next, I'm waiting for some boarding to arrive so they can do all the Yorkshire boarding around the sides. And then they have a little like canopy to put onto the front here as well, just to cover the feeding area. So, and that will be it. Then that'll be pretty much done. Then we just got to plumb everything in, lights and all that good stuff, and then also make sure that everything is in from a feed trough, water trough standpoint. The feed rails along the front, they'll have to go in there too, and then that's it. That's them all set, which is going to be pretty cool to see. Really looking forward to that. Slurry separator is still doing its thing, looking great. We know that we're going to have to get that all tipped out sooner rather than later, but yeah, we are on. Around the corner here, we will be digging a bit more of this grass and just leaving ourselves with a bit of a, well, I suppose like a hard stand really, that we can get everything on there. These sheep, good God, not afraid of anything. But yeah, it's all looking very, very good, very handy. I'm very, very pleased with that, but we will come back to that anyway shortly because we're going to start with a bit of plowing. The one field that we're going to be plowing over down there is the field that we recently took the hedgerow or the fence line out. So we'll go and get ourselves started, but oh yeah, we'll just let that one warm over. In fact, we'll just raise up the front, the rear, pull in on the hydraulics, just narrow that in for transport there. Easy does it. And then we'll always bring that out into road width as well. That took a little bit of work just to free that one all up as we put a lot of money into this plow, but we will touch on how much we're actually going to use that very shortly, I would reckon. We should be good. We'll just let that tick on over, shut a few things up here. All right, should be plenty warm through that, and then let's get ourselves away. We've been on that drive a few times before. You all know where we're going. Get that shut properly. And then let's get ourselves into a gear here or two. Okay. So perfect. So yeah, we're gonna go and just get a start, get ourselves keyed into the field really. And then we'll have to come back when we've got to call. The manager of the depot who were coming to put this thing in came, had a look and got everything sussed out. So we're all looking good there. We put a bit more of a pad down for it to go onto, and we should be looking rather handy. Get my beacons on here, and then we'll get ourselves away. Otherwise, we finally got confirmation about the bit of equipment we were going to give a try to. It's not brand new, because they were just, you know, if we go for it, silly money. But it will do a job for us, and it's actually going to make us a bit of money back, which is rather bizarre. But we will see how that looks and see what's possible there once we get a hold of it. Probably next early, or in February now, end of February, early March, I would say, is when we're going to be able to use that one. So that should be pretty interesting to see. And it's going to work in tandem with a lot of the fields that we've got here. We've done a lot of work with cover crops so far. We have a lot of ground that we need to drill that currently has a cover crop on there. So it's going to work with that and what we can do there. Alright, and away we go. And we're off. Perfect. We'll get ourselves into the field there. We'll have a look at what everything is looking like and see what our next... we'll see how we're going to tackle this bit of ploughing. Alright, so this is, as you can see, there's a bit of grass on here. We haven't sprayed this off. We're just going to try and plow it over there and hope to see how it goes. A lot of organic matter in there, which we'll keep, of course. But this is a nice large field that we now have to work with. So, what we need to do is figure out where my best edge is to start with this field. Nice long drags all the way through and over the hill there as well. So it's quite a large field now for us. Should be good. I guess it's going to be over here, actually. And we'll get ourselves tucked in the way. The only issues we'll have are these 2 trees, but that'll be fine. 3 trees, sorry. God knows I've gone around enough telegraph poles and trees elsewhere. So this one will all be fine, I'm absolutely sure. And then we'll get ourselves into the corner here. What we need to do, though, is... There you go. Bring that into its full working width. And we'll be great. We'll get ourselves... that needs to be turned around, I think, though. Yes, it does. And we'll just key off of this this grass bankment here. So, gotta get my GPS all set up and in, and then we can get ourselves away here. Yes, I will be using GPS. Arrow straight efficiency is just easier, really. Makes no sense not to use it in my mind. Alright, so I think we're good. Turn my beacon lights off. Put my GPS on. Take ourselves back a little bit here. That's right into the hedge. That's quite far enough. And then... down goes old plow. And we're in and we're away. Let's see how we get on here. Let's find the gear that we want to be in. All right for us to start off there. Let's see how we get going, shall we? All right, so we're getting a bit close on this side, but we'll just lift up about there. That can do us. And then we'll square off along the edge here, and that will be us keyed on this side. And then we can get ourselves just dug in a bit more. Get a few more passes done, and then we will be good to go. A little bit fiddly to get yourself going with, but once you're in anyway, you are pretty much set. And then GPS, will, like I say, will certainly kick in and give us a helping hand even further there as well. Look at a beautiful morning to be out with the plow, though. It's great. Everything seems to be turning over pretty well as well. So that's fantastic. And then we should be all Looking good to get this drilled. We'll drill this field with our combination drill. This will be the first of the spring barley, and then the rest of the fields around here will be drilled with the old new machine that's coming to us. So we'll see how we get on with that as well. But yeah, the reason we're doing this one is because half has been in pasture grass for years and years and years. So we wanted to give it all a bit of a reset and start again. And then that might well be the last time it gets plowed over, but we will see. So if it is, then that will be a great test to see the difference really between the plowed ground and that is not. So we'll give it a bit of a test there. And then we will be all good to go. I don't think since the farm sale over there anything's happening with those buildings. No one's taken it on. I think the land may have been rented out. But yeah, that's about all I know there. So I'm sure someone will have been trying to take it up at some stage or other, but it doesn't look like anything's happened yet. All right, and off we go. A little bit of a tough bit there. You can see some of this grass hasn't been touched for a while. It is tough in places, but we'll push through, and then yeah, we'll get some ground covered there. I realize I don't have a lot of fuel, so we'll have to see how we get on with that. Might need to go in for a bit of a drive back, but we will very much see. And we're waiting for a phone call anyway, so we'll see how we get it going and see exactly what that looks like and where we'll go. Alright then, so we dropped the plow off there. We're coming back to get a bit more diesel, and we're also going to check in on the new addition, which has already been dropped in place apparently. Now what we're going to do is fill it. That's going to be quite exciting, so we will get ourselves over there and have a peek. Put your guesses in chat if you think you know what it is, but we'll have a chat to see why we're going for this really, and what the reasoning and the rationale behind this. It's not a huge expenditure, but significant still. It's really, you notice it coming out of the bank balance, that's for sure. But we will, yeah, we'll go and have a quick look. I'm excited to have got this bit done. It's been a while coming. I think it's a good move for all concerned. I really, really do. But yeah, drop the plow off there because it's getting a little bit sticky, a little bit covered in mud, so I didn't want to shake all that off down on the road anywhere. So we just left it be, and we'll have a quick peek around the corner here and see what this looks like. But yeah, big decision to go for it, and you'll see it here in a few seconds. There it is. We've got ourselves our first mineral bin, really. Carlson's bin is here, and it's something that I've been looking for a while, and it was a move that we needed to make, really, just to make ourselves a lot more efficient and also try and save us some money in the long run. So yeah, sure, there was an outlay for this at the beginning. But we're going to be using a lot more cake now once we start to bring in the occupants of this shed, along with everything else there. So we needed something a little bit larger. And right now, you may have seen it stacked around the place there, but I'll show you what we have. The method that we use at the moment is not great. I don't enjoy it because I don't enjoy paying the bill at the end. But we have palleted mineral feed, and it is expensive in this form. Way too expensive. We can save ourselves quite a lot per ton by going with the bulk, and we'll get a truck driver to come in there and just blow it into the bin. And then we save ourselves so much. So that just made a lot more sense for us to go down this route. And I think it's going to work out for the best, considering we're definitely going to start using a lot more now that we're going to have a lot more mouths to feed around here once we're all said and done. So yeah, our first delivery of cakes will come in there next week once we've worked through some of that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just a good investment into the farm. Very, very happy with that. And we'll be looking forward to seeing how it goes and how it settles into the practice over the course of the next few months. I'm hoping with another good steady few weeks on here, maybe 2 weeks, this should be ready for livestock. Like I say, the boarding's got to go up there, and then the canopy on the front. Once we've done that and the feed rails, it's just a few smaller things. So we could have someone in there in the spring, which would be really exciting to see. So we'll watch this space for that one. But for now, we've got a bin and we need to fill it. We've left it proud a little bit from this shed, because ultimately this shed's not in great shape, and maybe, well, a future project of mine down the line is to have that replaced with something a little more viable as well. But we'll see more on that one as we get to it. For right now though, we've got a bin, we've got some nice weather. I'm going to fill it with diesel, and then I'm going to get ourselves back on down to do some plowing. So that should be all good. And just a really really nice move there. Something that we all agreed on, and we're probably in a year or two, well, no, maybe not even in a year, we'll probably try and get something similar to that over at South Healy as well. It just makes sense on all sides. Everybody, good evening. Welcome back to My Farming Life. I hope you all are doing very, very well. You join me when we are in my massey here, and I have been selling a few more pallets of wool off to a local trader. And we'll go back to the yard because there's a few things looking to the yard, and we also picked some else up from the dealership this morning, or this afternoon, sorry. So we'll have to look into that and what we're going to be using that for very soon. It makes getting out of here a little bit more challenging, but we'll do it. Full send, and we will be away. Little bit wider than I'd like us to be there, but we're through. And then we will just take our time through the village here as well. So it is late February. There's still no drilling going. The fertilizer's been put out there, and we are about to get some slurry spread, can you believe it or not, which is great. The ground has been sufficiently dry enough for a while now, which is fantastic. So we should actually be able to make some good headway, which is perfect. But this evening we're just going to make sure everything's set up nicely and take a few loads out, I think, and then over the next few days we'll really get cracking along with it. Oh, sorry lady, there you go. But yeah, otherwise everything is good. We've had a good few dry days for late winter. It's been remarkably mild. I would really say we've been doing quite well there, so that has been fantastic, and I hope that will continue, but we'll have to just wait and see how everything pans out. But what we're going to do is just swing on in anyway, and then we'll drop this trailer off. We'll show you some of the new arrivals that we've had on the farm of late there, because I have mentioned for a while there that we're getting a new bit of equipment in to really help us with our spring drilling, and part of it is on the front that we've bought, and the other part that we were going to hire it in there, but then with our application into the SFI, the Sustainable Farming Incentive there, it made sense just to go ahead and take the plunge and buy something, so we did. And we'll get to that very soon. I think though for right now, this trailer is going to go back up north soon. For right now, we'll just stick it into the field there, I think. It's a triple axle trailer, but it does turn very easily. So we'll just stick that back there and get that out of the way and into the grass field. And then we can always come pick it up whenever we need to there. So I hope you're all doing very well. We've been busy. We've been doing bits and pieces there today. Bungle's still not back. He's over at South Healy, and him and cousin are weighing and dozing calves. They're getting on just fine, and then uncle's out in the plow. So we're busy. I've been doing a few bits and pieces here, and I'm going to give you a little bit more work to do soon, but I do love this trailer. It makes everything so much easier. And here it is on the front. We've gone and got ourselves a crimper. It's a nice and basic bit of equipment, but it is going to be just dynamite. And it works very well in conjunction with something else, which we've had delivered and is sitting in our shed right now. So we're going to have a little bit of a look at that one. And we can also show you, finally, the new calf shed's done, and it has some guests in it already, which is really, really good news. So we've been seeing a lot of action here of late, so that's very exciting. Now I'm probably gonna have to move that forward a little bit, I guess, but let's just see if we can get in. There's a machine in here next to our drill that we're gonna need, and we're gonna be connecting this massive to, because we need to get everything calibrated. Watch the corner of my feed wagon. Oh, look at that, I'm in. Perfect. There you go. And there it is. We've got a second drill, but this one is a direct drill. This is a smaller 3 meter wide, but this guy right here allows us, when we are establishing our crops there, if we use cover crops and then we direct drill in there, we can actually get a subsidy, I guess, of £75 an acre for any direct drill ground. So what we've gone and done. Now, wasn't too crazy expensive. It's not new. It's been very well looked after and serviced, and it has all the new wear and metal has recently been replaced. But it is in a condition that it's going to be just perfect for us. It's 3 meters. You can get much larger versions of it. I think it goes 6 meters wide. But this will be big enough for what we need. And between this and the old little attachment on the front there, we will be direct drilling our spring drilled crops, our spring barley predominantly, into the cover crop, which is going to be really, really cool to see how that works. I can't wait to get going with it, really, and have a tinker around. We still will need this drill. The, I guess your conventional combination drill will still have a big use here, because we are going to be rotating, and they're all going to be putting other crops in, and some ground is going to be a little bit heavier, so it's going to need a bit more work. But this is going to be a huge step, and I really think it could work out very, very well for the farm, because ultimately, sure, we have a plow that we will still need. We are actually thinking about getting rid of the older plow, and we'll keep this one, and we can use this one on Bungles Massey as well. So that makes more sense to keep all of that one. Whereas we'll probably get rid of the old 4.4. It's not worth much. So we're tuning in for them, because you never know, we might just keep it and have it as a handy spare. But yeah, that's where we are. All of our fertilizer spreading is done for now as well. Next big task will be to release that muck spreader back in and get some muck out onto the ground as well. But we'll tackle that one when we can. I think given the length of the grass we have in some of our fields, that will be a second cut task there. So we'll see how that goes. But cattle over here are doing well. They're growing. They keep themselves in really good shape. But look at this one. We got ourselves a finished calf shed with some calves inside of it as well. It is huge. It's much bigger than I was anticipating it to be, but it's light, it's airy, but it's a nice shed for these calves to grow into. You'll see inside here right now, we have got about 20 limousine heifers, which is a bit different for us to take on board there. These are going to stay in our fleet, or in our herd, I should say. But we took these on really because one of the dealers that we usually buy our bull calves from are these are kind of later calving calves, so they had a few spare and they wanted to get rid of them. So we took them on. It gives us a good chance. These will be staying here for a little while, and then they'll either be incorporated into the Angus herd here, or they'll be shipped up to South Healy. But they're in, and I think this place just looks blooming incredible. I'm really, really happy with that. Combined with the slurry separator here, which has been working in bits and bobs, but we need to turn that one back on again. And then yeah, this slurry tank has quite a bit in there now, but what we're going to be doing this evening is emptying out from this one still and taking it out onto the silage ground over there. And then yeah, we should be looking pretty good, but ultimately I am ecstatic with how it all looks. I think it's just really coming together. A lot of hard work. We still not are nowhere near finished, of course. We need to this is going to be a fence along the side here, a bit further out, probably in line with where the edge of the water bowsers is over there, just so we have plenty of space to get around. You got your slurry lagoon. This will be a bit of a trailer store around the back here as well. Get rid of those tires somewhere, and then this will all be fenced off as well, so we can get into that gateway there. And that's it, really. I'm really pleased that the farm itself is working now. The additions are, we just got to do some of the small details. But for now, we got a fence up and the sheep are staying out, which is the main thing, because I found there was a gap in the fence, which is why they kept walking around here. But they are all taken care of. When you come around this side, you got to squeeze through my wheels. Over here, we've put our gate in for this side. We're going to continue the fence out there and across. It'll probably be another post and beam like that one. But it's going to be fairly straightforward. And this will just give us plenty of... oh, it got dark all of a sudden. Plenty of room around this side as well, which is exactly what I want. So, very, very happy with it all. It looks great. It really does. Couldn't be happy with the build. So, we'll see how it goes. Now, I'm just going to make sure everything's looking good here. we're going to take a load of slurry, and then we will see how that gets on. There you go. It's on the 5S because it's just a little bit more nimble for this sort of task, and also we don't need a heavy tractor out on the ground at the moment if we can avoid it. So we will just spin forward a little bit there. It's getting dark quickly, but you know, we'll get a load or two out here to see how it looks and how we get on. We're slow. Well, we're working our way through our silage pretty quickly now, I must say. That pit's not got much left in there at all, so our silage ground's going to need a good feeding now. Because ultimately when that's gone, it's gone. We have some silage bales up at South Healy and up at the satellite yard. We probably got about another couple of weeks of that until it's all gone, I would say. Straw we're doing fine with, cleared out another bay there. So we're doing well there. We're going to sell the rest of the straw out in the field very soon. And then we'll be all good. But what we'll do here is we'll just go and get into the field and see how we get going with this for the first time. And then what we'll do is probably just start over here, I suppose. There you go. There's a good light package on this tractor as well. Really impressive. Change everything over onto pump mode, and then we should be away, all being well. We'll get that little pasture done there tomorrow. As you can see, the grass is still pretty short here, which is good. Want this to go on at the right time and not to be too long. At least to get plenty of time to work in. And then we will, well, that'll probably be us just for the one more dose in here. We put slurry down here before the ban came in, and we're looking pretty good for it now. So that should keep us going through there. And I think we'll see how it's looking once it starts to grow, but that should see us for the silage ground, I reckon. Got plenty of power in this slurry according to some recent tests, so that is all good. It's all good. I typically go around once just to give myself a little bit more room. Maybe we'll just slow ourselves down here a touch as well. There you go, better. The speed. But yeah, like I say, we've got an awful lot of muck coming out now. Most of it will go onto the cereal grounds, which will then get worked over before we put the autumn cultivation in. I would say that's how we're best going to be looking. But yeah, we've got a lot. We're trying to really reduce down how much fertilizer we're going to be buying in, because that price is still not dropping down to the prices we'd like to see. So where we can limit that, will be good. We've still got plenty left over in the shed for now. And we'll probably need another application on some of the fields, especially those spring drilled fields. We'll need some more on there when they get established. But next month's going to be busy. If the weather hits right and it warms up a little bit there, we will be fully going, and it's going to be a busy old month to get everything drilled. We've got a lot of spring barley to do. We're going to put some sugar beet into there, or we're trying to see if we can get potatoes, but maybe sugar beet will be better for our mixture, for our mixed ration. And then yeah, we're going to have spring barley down at Bellum, and a bit of beans to go in as well here and over at South Healy. So lots to do, lots of work to come up. Uncle's getting ahead on the plough at the moment there. Seems to be ploughing over quite well apparently. So that's all very handy indeed. We're going to continue to spread through with this though, see how we get on. We'll probably leave that corner dead ahead because it's a bit bumpy and rutty around there, so we'll just cut it short. And then we will keep going. We're just taking a bit of pressure off the tanks here, and that's, you know, the big slurry tower has plenty of room in there, and we're trying to use the separator as much as we can to take out any of the thicker materials in there as well. So that is working very, very well, I must say. And it's nice to get out and do a little bit more work in this tractor here. It handled the slurry, the fertilizer spreader very well actually. Really pleased with how that went on. Nice and light, but plenty of weight to travel. But on some of the slightly wetter ground, we didn't run into any concerns there. Alright, we're about a third left. Look at us flying along. Going further than I thought. Maybe I'll have to increase that rate on this when we get this load done. We'll have a look. And what we'll be doing this year as well is getting our agronomist out again to come and just check the grassland fields, and then also check the silage quality when we're all done, just to make sure we're putting the right stuff down and giving the cattle the right feed as well, because that's ultimately what this all comes down to. The last thing we want to do now that we've got our cake bin up as well, that's been filled up, so we don't have to worry about buying in any more pallets. What we can look to do is try and get all of our materials and inputs for our cattle feed into the diet in homegrown, because that will be the big step that's missing.
Left the big city for the simple country life. Found myself a woman that it took for me to be my wife. I was working on the ground come the sun up to sundown. Hey, I'm trying to make a reputation for a man inside this town. Hard as I try, maybe I just can't. I ain't no up and kinda leaving me. She kissed me one time and she took my heart. Baby, you can love me, you can leave me, I'm a honky-tonk star. Yeah, I'm a honky-tonk star.
All right then, that's us done. We're all ready to go. It got further than I thought, so we maybe we'll go a bit slower and put a bit more on there, but we will have a look. See, it's getting dark, but I think the aerial shots that we can still get here looks fantastic. It really does. Look at that sunset over there, spreading Slurry by night, just fantastic. Look at that, beautiful. Only a month or so until the clocks go forward again, and then we'll be able to really crack on in the evening. It's one thing we're lucky with, we don't milk cattle here, so we're not constricted by milking times. We can always get a little bit more work done when the going is good. The plan was always, though, today, just to kind of, for the Slurry at least, get a few things checked out, make sure everything's looking good. My day has been mainly filled up with receiving the cattle this morning, the new calves, and then that delivery that we just got back from, and sorting out a few things with the drills as well. So a little bit of winter maintenance work, really. It goes a long way. And we'll just eke our way back here. And there's our brick wall there we've got to be careful of, and there's a telehandler even further back than that. So we will just take our time, scoot around here, and then pick up the pipe and go again. Look at that, isn't that just a thing of beauty? Absolutely delightful. We've got another load ready to go. We are going to get this one spread, and then we'll come back and just fill up the mixer wagon for this evening, and then we'll be good and set. And then we'll be good to go and fill up again for tomorrow morning. So not much else to report here, really. It's been an eventful couple of days, an eventful week to get the shed completely finished. So that is looking fantastic, and the new occupants are looking great and very happy as well. So they will continue to sit here and enjoy their view. A few little finishing touches, but then we'll be all set. And our Slurry separator is still pounding along there, which looks absolutely awesome. So it's been a big investment recently, but things are starting to come around and look good, so we'll see how that continues. You join me on what is a beautiful, warm, dry, sunny spring evening here in March in Northumberland, and we've got a lot of work to be done. We've been cracking on with some drilling of spring barley, and we've got a little bit more to go at still as well, so we will see how we get on. Few changes to the original plan, a bit of a disaster with the machinery that we had to resolve. We've got that figured out. It took us a few more days to get going because of it. That's a weird thing to do, but okay, we'll go. But ultimately, we're going, and I think it's worked out for the best in the long run there with the setup that we have, and we'll have a look into that very shortly. I'm actually going to go down to Manor Farm this way because I may have blocked the yard up. But we need to go and fill up the drill. We're running on empty down there, and there's a few bags of seed that we shifted down because we're able just to stick a trailer out the way over here, which makes it a little bit easier. And then we'll be able to get going. Bungle is, you might be able to see him on the hillside there. I don't know where he is yet, but he is out in the 5S and the Power Harrow, working down the field that we plowed over, the field that we turned in from 2 into 1. Hello. And we're going to make it. Get a little bit more work done this evening before it turns a bit too damp and sticky, but right now it's looking great. The ground that I'm drilling into at the moment it's perfect, really, and we'll walk into the ins and outs of that in a little bit once we get up to the field. But as you can see, my tractor's blocking the yard up here, so we're just going to fill this up and get ourselves on the way. So what we'll likely do is come over here. We're not allowed to use, well, we haven't got permission to use this, the shed itself, but my uncle said he was fine with just sticking a trailer on the side. That's exactly what we've done next to the old grain hopper there. Where are my points here? There you go. You can see what I'm doing now. Perfect stuff. So we'll stick these two in here. We are in a... Down here we are sticking in the spring barley variety called Laureate, which is one of the more popular varieties around at the moment. So we'll see how we get on with it. And then we'll get ourselves going. You'll also see there is a little bit of a difference here as well. So we're going to have to look into that and explain what on earth has happened. So you'll notice this is not the John Deere drill that we had and we showed you just last time around. This is an Amazon drill. We had a nightmare with our John Deere. It was, first of all, I think in hindsight, I don't think it was practically great for what we were doing with our needs. We showed you the crimper on the front here last time as well. That's great. That's working really, really well. But we had with that and with the drill a very long setup, which was a little bit fiddly in places. But also the drill came with a lot of issues. It just wasn't working properly. There was some structural issues with it. And then there was a lot of parts that it was used, but there were a lot of parts that just weren't working at all. And with the calibration metering system on there as well, it's going to need quite an overhaul. So we didn't like it. And then we gave it, we essentially returned it, for want of a better phrase. And this drill was here. This is the Amazon. This is a Sentire 3000. It is a to a degree it is a direct drill. It has a couple of rows of discs which are just very lightly mulching over the surface, especially handy. Where am I going with this? Especially handy when you've got a cover crop that you're drilling into like we are now. And then after that it is straight into the coulters and the disc wheels there. So very, very easy setup to use. It's 3 meters. It's nice and compact. It's in great nick as well. It is used, but it's in great nick, and it's nice and compact and then easy lift on the 3 points as well. But yeah, we've got on great guns with this so far, and it gives us another great option. The field that bungles in there now, we're probably going to bring the combination drill down just to do that one again. But for all the direct drilling that we're doing, this setup is working very, very well indeed. So really, really happy with that, and we should hopefully see us get quite a few acres with it. Now, the reason that we are using this is because we actually have, as part of the SFI that we're going into, the Sustainable Farming Initiative, you do get subsidies for direct drilling, which made a lot of sense, really. If you had the infrastructure to do it like we do, what we do now, is that you can actually get money back when you direct drill certain acreage of land. So that just made a lot of sense to us, and that's what we're doing right here. This ground on here as well is in places quite light. I'm not sure about we'll see what it looks like with the field that we've just plowed over there, but it's taking it pretty well, and I think that should be the case moving forward as well. So it'll allow us just to really get going and get a good crop established, especially because it's so dry up here as well. So I think that's going to be great for us. We finished one field over here today, and then we've got one more that I've started, the big one here, and like I say, bungle is over there on my right. With the power harrow somewhere to get that going, but we are going over here to the left. But yeah, anyways, we have a look around here. You'll see what we've already got worked over here. So what we're doing is we're mulching over the cover crop, and then the discs just give it a little bit of a tickle in there as well, and then we drill in directly into this. So that is working out very well indeed. We will get this rolled at some point as well. Uncle's going to come down with a roller on and just starting the field at the very bottom there. That one's all done and dusted, and then we'll see how we go. And then if we just come down here, the plowed over field has dried out quite nicely so far, miraculously. I know, but it has. And yeah, he's just over there working his way through that by the looks of things, which is good. A lot of stones on here, but ultimately it should just break off quite nicely, and we'll be looking really good to crack on and proceed. We're actually able to get quite a bit of acreage covered with this as well, because we're able to fly over the ground, so it's looking really good. We need to do the headland on this side and tidy up here, but I'm just trying to get as much of the bulk of the work done as we can, and then we'll see how that looks. But yeah, very, very happy with the setup so far. It was a costly mistake the first time around. We were able to kind of backtrack on that one because we didn't really use it too much. We just ran into issues after issues, so we're able to to get a deal going to exchange it for that one. And yeah, very happy with it. All right, so what we'll do is get ourselves back on over here into our field. And you can see this color cross worked wonders on here as well. It's kept it nice and dry. All that moisture has been taken down into the root structure here, which we're not really disturbing too much. So there'll be a good structure in place there for the spring barley crop that we're putting in. All right, get that on there. I need to turn you on. Go back ever so slightly. There you go, just accidentally disrupted the old GPS. And we're away. Easy peasy. Alright. So you can see we're really able to book it along here now, which is great. Getting some ground cover. This is quite a large field, but we're still getting through it with some ease. It would take a lot longer with the power. We just can't get the same speed here, really. But as you can see, the mulcher on the front, really squashing down that cover crop there, doing a lovely old job. And then we're following up behind and drilling into what is a really good seed bed here. And then we just lift up at the end, nice and easy there. Headland management, I haven't really got set up yet, because we're just kind of still getting to grips with this. You'll see the field over there that looks really good where it's finished. And that's all in. Then we've got this one to do, the one that bungles in down here, and then there'll be a couple of fields around Bellum, and then up to South Heel to get a bit more done up there as well, with some beans in there as well. So there's a lot to do still today, and of course the next week or so, really. See how quickly we can get through it all. But it's just great that we're getting it all in. Handily, this big block here was the big one that I desperately wanted to do and get ticked off the list. New ground to us, want to get started properly. All this field work has been tested around here. We have to get soil tests in and done on the regular, and that has all been taken care of. So we know what condition our soil's in here, and we can hold on to that moving forward and keep testing it frequently to see if we are indeed improving the condition. What we'll do at some point there is get the whole load of the separated muck from Moor Farm and get that brought down here, I think, just to really help improve this moving forward. A little bit bumpy down here, so we just have to take our time with it. Now when you're actually drilling like this, I was doing a little bit of calculations in the other field there, and when we have the plow on this tractor, or even the big combination, which we'd have to do regularly, plow the field over first and work it over there, we are saving an astronomical amount, number of liters per hour in diesel. So a huge saving for us here by just having this one system going. Sure, over there we've got the tractor going still, but that was more of a needs must to get that field reset properly for what we plan to do. But this system right here and this approach is just so much more effective and efficient where we can. If we were ever to, well, when we continue to take over land here as well, we might have to look into this, but on a larger scale maybe. But we'll see. We need to think about that moving forward, just to see how what the strategy will be for that. But because obviously crop rotations will come into play a little bit more because it's going to be a bit different. But we can figure that one out.
We got our windows down, driving down the 405, sing along to the radio. We're gonna make it someday, nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band in town. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage, headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, oh. job. Never wanna have no bars. I just wanna play my rock and roll like they do on the radio. Tommy's got brand new drums, and I still have my old guitar. And John said this next song's gonna be real good, if you know what I mean. Round and round the world we'll go, putting on the greatest show. So make sure that you don't miss out, just be there. We're taking our shot, bring what you got. We're going all the way to the top. We will hear the sound of 1 million people screaming our names when we're backstage. We'll play loud, surfing the crowd. Everybody's jumping around. Yeah, that's the place where I wanna be. Going on stage headline on a Saturday night. Oh, 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 Saturday night. Oh, oh, oh.
So just to see it in action here, you've got your 2 crimping reels with like a metal blade on the front that bends and snaps over the whatever the crop is in front of you. Then under here you've got your 2 sets of discs and then a press, which are just gonna, like I say, slightly chopping up the organic matter on the top, not really doing anything too deep there. And then your packer wheel there. Then you got your 2 coulters and a harrow on the back. So really nice and straightforward and simple. What it also means is that it doesn't really require too much power, because there's not a power harrow there. It's just the fan for the drill, which is great. So in theory, and what's something we might look into over the course of next year, really, when we need to, is the 5S could quite easily pull that one. The main issue would be weight, I think, on the front, but we can figure that out. And that would allow us to get a bit more ground covered there and a bit more work done with it as well, which would be really cool just to see us get that acreage covered off as we kick on through. But that's going to be part of the plan, I think, moving forward. Right now, though, Bungle is somewhere just ticking his way through. This is one of the bigger fields that we have now, actually, on the farm with these 2 combined. So it'd be good to get this one done. There's a little bit of a wet bit in the corner there that we're staying away from. But yeah, we'll just see how this one all works out. Oh, there he is. He's flying through, but it's plowed over really well. I guess that shows what it looks like when it's been in pasture for so long. And it's, yeah, I don't think it's going to cause any problems there moving forward, which is just fantastic. So we'll see how that looks and see how it works over. And this will be the first time, this part at least, because this was the grass fields. This has been into a crop in many years now. So should be interesting to see how that goes. It looks like we are now maybe a year away from picking up the next 2 fields here, which we'll see what that looks like, but that could be quite a lot more work for us to consider and factor in. And then, yeah, power harrow is working its way through. Like I say, a lot of stones here. We'll have to get the roller out and make sure that's all taken care of, but we can do that. And then I think this is actually going to be Bungle's first real work he's doing. A bit of fertilizer spreading, but a bit of field work he's doing here, certainly. So that is coming along very well. Looking, he's getting more and more adept with his master there, which is great. I finished using it for all of the slurry around Bellum recently as well, so it's turned out to be a very useful little tractor. Speaking of useful, here comes Uncle by the looks of things. Hello, Bungle. Let you go. He's not in the mood for stopping, evidently. There goes Uncle as well, so he's coming up to start rolling the field behind me. It's about, 6 o'clock now this evening, so it's still light, which is great. But we'll keep going, and we'll see how much more we can get done today. Lots of seed left to go out, lots of ground left to go out as well. I would be very surprised if I get into this bit right now, but we will see anyway. But yeah, lots happening here. It's been great that we can actually get going properly. Spring has well and truly come now. A few little bits of rain here and there, but for the most part, we're looking very handy indeed. So I'm very, very pleased to say that we can make some good progress here. We'll bring you a few more updates in the next episode there, I'd imagine, from around the yard as we are getting really settled in with the cattle shed. And the final bits of landscaping and fencing work around and about as well to boot. So that's really good to see. You joined me this morning. It's nice and early. I'm getting Bungle set up to get away for the day. Well, at least for his first load of the day. And then I will be doing a few things around the yard before getting back onto the drill. I am running out of time. It is getting late into March now. Ideally, I want everything drilled here before March is out. So we'll have to be pretty quick on this. But right now what we're doing is we are filling up Bungle with some of the separated manure because he is carting us away up to some of our fields closer towards South Healy, because we just don't have enough muck up there at the moment, and we've got it coming out of everywhere down here. So that is what we're going to do. I had to move tractors around to get in here. This is a little bit full, so it's a bit tighter than I'd like it to be to get in. And this bucket works, but my lord, is it just a little bit on the close side. Separator is still going great guns, as you can well see. And so hopefully that will be keeping all the thicker material out of there, which is exactly what we want to see. And get a bit more in there, I think. And then we will get him loaded up there, and then he should be away. We've been busy. We finished up drilling that other field down at Bella Manor. That's all done. We've got that's been rolled as well. Uncle's been down there rolling. I think he's doing a bit of rolling work over at South Healy as well. There's a couple of fields that he's plowed over that he's wanted to get on top of. We'll hopefully get up there towards the end of the week. I've got a few fields to finish up around here first. That's the only thing I got to worry about there. This we're using a bucket here because this separated manure is quite strange, really. It's different to your regular muck, so it's a little bit like it's a little bit more soft. It moves around a bit more, so I find the bucket's working better. But we'll get that taken care of. We really need to get some more of the fertilizer or the slurry put down onto the grassland. Mainly over at South Healy as well. The grassland down here is doing okay for now, at least. So that is on my to-do list as well. But we are all just working hard at the moment, trying to get a few things done. It's early in the morning this morning, so Cousin's been down, picked up the tractor already to go and feed up at the other two farms. And then I will be, getting a bit more drilling done. The weather's looking good for the next couple of days at least, so we really want to take advantage of that and see how much we can get done. Alright, how'd you come here? That's us. And then if we can get this all drilled up before the week's end, that will be incredible. I just don't quite see it though. I think we might struggle. There's a tire behind me. Might need a little bit left. You can see there's still muck everywhere. We're going to be hiring in the spreader again soon to see what we can get going and see if we can put it on fine enough onto some of our the ground that we're just drilling. We've got sugar beet that we want to put into the ground as well. It's all kicking off. It is all kicking off. And then hopefully the next, I think it's next week, actually, the fencing contractor may well arrive just to get, well, so we can get rid of that building site fence and stick a proper fence around this yard and get it all taken care of and smartened up a little bit. And that'll give me a little bit more room just to get around the back of the slurry tower there and around the buildings and get everything livestock proof, which is what I want to do, just to get it all wrapped up. And I've got an itch for another building project. It's not going to happen this year at least, but it would be nice to happen, and we can make use of a building here, namely that one, which is, well, it's been a long time since it's been of any use, but it'd be nice to be able to get that put down into something that we can use somehow. Yeah, maybe not for a while. Well, not until the bank accounts have recovered from the one on my right here. Cattle are doing well, looking strong, looking good. That's what we want to see. And yeah, everything's just busy but good. Always good. Okay, and that should get ourselves away here. We're going to take the rest of that other muck as well, but we just want to get this cleared first, because as you can see, the separator will be going for most of the day, and it's getting pretty full there already. Bungle's back in his massey. Did a lot of power harrowing for me over the last couple of days. Had a great old time sitting in there. Starting to get used to it, I think, now, which is good. The slurry that we put down on the silage fields behind you there is really kicking in. Everything's starting to look very good indeed, which is great. Really pleased about that. Have a quick look to see how he's getting on here. We're using this trailer because it's a little bit better for carting that around. It's just not quite as likely to spill out the back, really. So that's what we're doing here. See, that looks like a trail load of rocket fuel right there. I would say Bungle is pretty much good to go. And go he shall, which is awesome. We've been doing a little bit of work around about tidying a few things up as well. Got another trailer load of wool to take away at some stage or another. We got asked the other day by JCB if we want to take a demonstration of one of their very fancy pivot articulated loaders, which we may well do, but we decline to just right now because we don't really have a great deal of work for it. I'd rather get it when we've got bales to stack and silage to push, for example. Speaking of which, we are getting very low down into the pit. The pit at South Ely is now done. They're now into the bales over there. Fortunately, there's plenty up there. And then we will be taking a tanker over there as well to get the grassland with a bit more slurry on sooner rather than later as well, because it's now end of March. Like I say, we usually do our silage in around early May for first cut, so we ideally really want to get on top of that sooner rather than later, because that'll be great for us to allow it time to actually get like absorbed into the grass there and doesn't leave any like clumps of it in the grass for rakes to pick up and that kind of stuff. So this fence line will be going in, giving us a bit more space along here and space to turn, so we can actually use this part of the yard as well, because that would be delightful if we can. But yeah, very, very happy with how the shed's looking at the moment. It's really settling in. I'm starting to look into see if it's possible for some solar panels just to power the farm a bit more or offset the farming consumption. I'm not sure about that yet. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Here's my beast. It is back, and we drilled up everything down there. It's full of grain as well. I got it already full of seed this morning. Going to be drilling some more spring barley just over the far side over there, and we also need to get some beans in over here as well. So we'll have to see how that goes. And then yeah, ultimately that's just where we are at the moment, and there should be trying to get some sugar beet in. It's probably about a month away, I think, at the moment there, but we will see what we can do. Let's shut this gate. Bungo's turning around. He's going to be carting backwards and forwards, but you can see the grass is, well, first of all, the fields are dry, which is fantastic, and the grass is looking like it's starting to green up and thicken up a little bit, which is good. A bit more height on there, and we'll be laughing. And then we'll be having to start thinking about getting mowers ready to roll and see what that whole journey looks like. But main aim for today is to drill and to tidy up a bit around here, to be honest. Once we get these few fields done, this drill will be going back on because we want to get some of the ploughed ground done. We'll be back down to Bellum to get that all taken care of down there. And then we'll get a bit more nitrogen put on, and yeah, hopefully that should be us. You can hear this thing is just turning along nicely. It just keeps filling this up. It does wonders. It really, really does. Right over then. So we'll get ourselves away from the corner there. Really impressed with how this combination works here into cover crops, and it's a direction I'm really interested in taking because it's a lot more efficient. I was calculating the diesel per hour burns. It's a lot more efficient there, but it's also just a lot easier on certain conditions. So it should be very interesting to see how this continues. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to drill the half a field down here that we're going to put in, because the rest of it will go into sugar beet. And now what we're going to have to do is, well, probably make a bit of a mess around here, but that's fine. We'll see what we can do. Just scoot around the outsides, and then we're actually just going to do essentially a large headland down on this field, and the rounds in the middle, the lands in the middle, as some people refer to them as, are going to be sugar beet. We're doing that because there's a few wet spots on that headland, and we don't want to paddle it in with and make it even worse with drilling and then harvesting sugar beet in the fall. So we will, yeah, we're going to try this and see how we get on. Crops looking clean there as well, looking very nice. We had a young gentleman by the name of Andrew come out recently, and he is a local kind of contractor, really, but mainly does like little bits and pieces and spraying, and he was our sprayer man, and he sprayed the pre-emergent onto the ground that I did recently, and then that's all looking good. But the crops down here are looking pretty clean. I'm very happy with it so far, I must say. So yeah, here we go then. It's just not even, we're not even gonna put GPS on for this one because we don't technically need it. Yeah, like I say, we're just gonna do probably yeah, just a spray past the headland, so that'll be 8 passes with this. See how that goes, and then that's down. And we're away again, just like that. We are a drilling. Easy peasy. And then, yeah, so this will give us plenty of space to get some sugar beet off here, because we won't need it all. I don't think this is very much going to be a trial for us with our cattle feeding. We want to see how that goes. If it's worthwhile, then of course we can look to increase that and bring it further into the diet, and we'll probably get a field down here and a field over at South Healy as well, just to kind of make sure we have enough at both locations. But this is very much going to be a trial, so if we do the headlands with spring barley, that gives us a bit more room to play with, and we can see. But this corner here is a right wet hole, and it's just miserable to try and get out of, so we'll stay away from here, and we'll give ourselves just a little bit more room in which to work with. But that's the acres ticking off, really. Like I say, another field down here, a few fields of beans to go in over out west there. One more field that the bungle was power harrowing over, that's got to go in, and once we swap the drills over, and spring barley, and then we'll be good. It'd be good to see what that looks like, the difference from the direct drilling on the I guess more conventional, because they are very similar blots of land there, very similar soil types, so it should be curious to see what the changes are. Alright, so we've got, I think that's 4 passes around now, which would be 12 meters, and it's going in remarkably well again. I'm really impressed with how dry this field remains with the cover crop on there. It really does seem to make a marked difference. What we're going to do now is just square off this edge a little bit. We'll stick the GPS on and make that done. There's no tram lines in here. We're just going to see how we get on with it, really. And depending on when the beat goes in, you could still get a one pass with a sprayer down here and just shut off the other side without an issue there. So that's probably what we'll end up doing. But yeah, like I say, we're just going to square off this end here and probably do the same on the other side. And then that'll be good. But yeah, nice leafy cover crop here, which is mixing in quite nicely. So that's all looking very good indeed. Massey's is churning along, getting a little bit dusty there this morning. Can you believe it? Dust in March. Absolutely wild. So let's get that door shut. Let's fire everything back up again. There goes the fan in the back. Of course, there's no PTO there to worry about. GPS is in, and we go. There we go. And so yeah, like I say, just squaring up the two sides, make it a little bit more of a an easier challenge really for when we get this all drilled up. I can tidy it. I might do one more pass just to make it look a bit better again. And then we'll spin it around here. But yeah, really, it's kind of just getting everything ahead of schedule where we can here. The weather is allowing us to do this. This time last year, we weren't even able to get into the fields there, if memory serves. So this is a big refreshing change. Now, that probably won't last too much longer, and likely as we're starting to try and get into the grassland to get some slurry and muck put down there. I'll just say that that's when it's all going to go wrong. Oh well, what I've done there is slightly miscalculate my GPS, so we'll square up here and we'll take that little triangle off the edge there anyway. That won't be a problem. Now I need to figure out what we're going to be doing in the middle of the field here as well, because I'm not sure if we are plowing that over again. I think you probably should have to. It was already plowed over before we put this cover crop into here, so we'll have to see if that is going to be the plan again. And then we'll have to get ourselves into gear to get that all taken care of. But that is a question for Bungle to do and see how he gets on and see what he wants to do with that one. And then there's a lot of trial and error here, as you can probably already guess. You'll see in little corners here that looks a little bit more churned up. That's where there's been like a lot of wheelings. That's all that is. That's what's causing that at least. Aside from that though, it's all pretty good. And yeah, that'll be another job ticked off the list for today. Trying to get the combine serviced up soon as well. Not that we need it, but I always like to get it done in the springtime. Get it out of the way with, and I can identify if there's any bigger issues as well. And then we'll just leave it there. But it hasn't been turned over for a while. So we will have to get on to that one. Alright, that's this little corner done here. So we'll just lift up and then we'll go speed around the corner and see what we can get done on the other side there as well. All right, and so we are all done and dusted. That the headland project there, if you like, has been finished, and it's all looking rather good. We need to recalibrate this drill because it's all we need to just set it up for beans, which won't take too long. Empty out what we've got left in the back here as well, and then we can get ourselves set up. And that field won't take us too long to do today at all. I'm very confident of that, so that'll be handy just to get it taken care of. Pop down the drill on the back. All right, then we'll get ourselves to work. Get my little information booklet because I can't remember what that looks like. Like I mentioned recently, we got the 20 limousine cattle in here. These aren't going anywhere, but the potential for some of those up at South Healy to be going away soon. So that's interesting. We'll have to go and see what that looks like, and get a check in there as well, just to see if there's anything exciting. I'll see what their conditioning is and see exactly when they're going to go. That's the first of the beef to go away. In this shed here, we're looking pretty good as well. Must say, we're looking pretty robust. And yeah, they're looking pretty clean, pretty healthy, pretty happy, which is the main thing. And that is pretty much how we're going to go. We'll start to see a few more beef cattle going away very shortly across the course of the next month or two, as we get our numbers back down again. And then they'll start to go up throughout the late summer. And we're going to try and get a few more in across the year now as well, where we can, if there are any out there, just to kind of give ourselves a little bit more of an age range to work with. But that is all going to be coming up. Apart from drilling, really, there's not much else going on at the moment. It's just drilling. So I'm going to keep going, keep the tractor going, and probably give the service something clean. Probably due it'll be due a service soon, actually, so we'll have to look into that one and make sure we're all set. But we keep grinding on. Might also give it a bit of a wash down whilst it's here as well, just because I can. And I don't like looking at the filthy. I'm very pleased with the packer roller on the front here. It's been doing a great job, or the mulcher roller, or the crimper, depending on how you call it. It's been doing a great job. It really does make a huge difference, and I'm really liking this this approach to the sustainable agriculture. Really, it's you know, planting foliage like that costs a lot less than wear and metal and fuel. Let me tell you that much. So we'll probably look to continue that and even try and do a little bit more of it where we can. There you go. That looks better already. Much better. All right, well, we're going to continue. We'll get this all wrapped up, and then we'll see how we're looking for a little bit more. I'm sure Bungle will be coming back soon for a few more loads. He can look after himself, and I will get this next field taken care of as well. So we'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed, as always. If you haven't done so already too, do please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more if you like this kind of content from me as we continue to proceed with my farming life. We're nearly getting into the fun bit. It's nearly summer. There's lots of work coming up, so we should see what that looks like. Until next time, though, thank you very much for watching as always. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll see you in the next one.